What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Amalgam Show. We're going to do it alongside Nathaniel Redden, Dean Kaminsky,
Jesus fucking Christ.
Startled Shannon Haegler,
Shannon almost fell out of his seat.
Scared the shit out of him.
and Kyron Johnston.
What's up?
There it is.
Back again.
He's back.
Guess who's back?
Kyron's back.
Yep.
Okay.
Got it. You get 3 points.
Kyron, what's the Amalgam Show about?
Oh, it's about nerdy and pop culture things that we like.
Brilliant.
Oh, nailed it.
Others.
This week, we're having a topic, and it's, you guessed it, Pokemon.
Look out. Strap yourselves in for the next 3 hours.
Let's go Pikachu and let's go Eevee. And what's that other game? Pokemon Quest and Pokemon 2019.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, you missed that. Don't worry, you didn't miss
Yeah,
much.
what's a quest?
We'll get to it. Stay tuned.
I haven't
But first, some housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
Jesus. Be sure to check out Amalgam's Game Lab where Shannon and I talk about video games. What are we talking about this week?
We're looking at Assassin's Creed and Fallout.
Yeah, mostly. Fallout
76.
Yeah.
We also just recorded our E3 predictions, where we predicted everything that's going to happen in E3, and we're going to get them all right.
Can I make
I
some-
fucking wish.
Can I make
Yeah,
predictions?
okay, quickly.
I'll make them. Alright. We're going to announce some games, and I'm going to have no idea we're going to come out, because I'm really bad at these types of predictions, and I've never really watched an E3 before, and I just look at it, and I'm like, oh my god, that game's having a sequel.
Yeah,
of
I
some
never
type.
think
And
about
it's
what
like,
games
cool.
are being created by who. That's when you like when you guys are like, can you make a list? I'm like, no.
Like, okay,
Actually,
they're
be like
making
Nintendo
a new
Switch.
Animal
Yeah.
Crossing because they had that mobile game come out. Bam. There's my prediction. Animal Crossing.
Hey, you know more about Animal Crossing than I do.
I played the mobile game. That was it.
We said, well, Shannon and Keena both said Ice Climbers for the Switch.
Which is a really...
Didn't we, like,
That
when
could work actually.
When
Cause
you said that originally,
Yeah,
you were like, the
that's-
Ice Climbers have a son, but then the mother Ice Climber dies, and you've got to take the ashes.
The ashes.
Oh,
To the top of the mountain.
What's
God
Ice
of War.
Climbers?
I know really
Do you remember
old-
Super Smash Bros. Brawl?
Yeah. He was in Brawl, yeah.
Do you know the
They were in
two...
Melee as well. And the original.
I don't think they were.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
They've
they were.
always been there. I think
Ice
they're in
Climbers.
Melee. Yeah, I think they're in Melee.
I don't know.
I don't even know what Ice Climbers look like.
I think they were. I definitely know they were in Brawl.
They're pies with a face.
Remember...
And for some reason I'm thinking of Icy Towers.
Close, but no.
You're thinking it's not close.
They got the same... They got ice in it. No,
Oh my god.
no, do you remember the twins who, like, when they got their final smash, that big iceberg would erupt in the middle of the screen and fuck everybody? Does that sound familiar?
Vaguely, yes.
You played as two
Yeah.
characters.
It was basically these two children in Eskimo outfits that would, like, fling ice at people with hammers.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Yeah, ice climbers, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Starting next Sunday, the Sunday coming, when you're watching this, at 4 o'clock a.m., I'll be reacting to Kind of Funny's reaction to E3 press conference, with EA being the first one. That hopefully will be on twitch.tv/Amalgam's Amalgam Show or Amalgam Games.
Amalgam's how.
Malcolm's how, yeah. See if
He
it's-
almost said it before.
I know.
I said it a lot.
I heard him, I was like, oh.
Oh no, when you weren't here.
Oh, did he?
said- Yeah.
Oh,
Jake
well,
always
said it a
nearly
lot.
said it
You should
then,
fucking
yeah.
over.
I've actually stopped saying it.
I know.
Come on, Keena, it's just reading.
Ice Climbers were in Melee.
I'm deaf word really.
They were in Melee.
Were they in the
You
original?
were
though?
wrong.
No, they weren't the original.
Aha, I knew that.
64 couldn't
I never
render-
played Melee, but I definitely knew that.
64 couldn't render two
Yeah.
characters at once.
Yeah, no.
But they were at least in
Sweet too
Melee.
much.
If you have any questions for the show, please comment below or email us at amalgamshow@gmail.com.
Yes.
Like, subscribe. Oh, what's that other thing good there?
Hit the notification bell.
Ring the bell, but make sure you hit the selection now where you get notifications for it. Because now when you ring the bell, you have three
Jesus,
options.
Each week you bitch about YouTube. Each week.
Yeah, that
No
was
more
last
bitching, we
week.
did that last week.
Fucking YouTube.
Alrighty.
Nathaniel, the hating YouTube guy.
Is that sounds cake?
I was gonna say that, but there were no sexual references.
No, what do you guys want to do first?
Apart from YouTube fucking us.
Review the week or do Pokemon?
Let's review the week. The same old.
Yeah, I've done
Okay,
it this
so what have you been into this week? No.
Let's start with Kyron.
Yeah.
Kyron, what have you been into this week?
Oh, okay. So I watched the Archer Dreamland.
Yeah.
Did you finish
Yeah,
it?
And yeah, I finished it. It's actually a surprisingly short season.
Ah,
Like I
okay.
finished it in a day.
Oh wow. That is
It
quick
was-
for Archer.
Yeah. I don't know why it was so short. It was at the end of it, I found out that it was dedicated to the voice actor of fuck, I forget his name now.
I love him.
Huh?
Was
I
he-
love him. Fuck, I forget his name.
Was he in Archer?
What's Woodhouse's voice actor died.
Oh, did he?
Oh wow.
Yeah, they dedicated the entire season to him.
I was wondering why he died.
Yeah. So yeah, that was I think it was a good season. Annika, who watched it with me, does not think it's good. She thought it was pretty weak and she just didn't enjoy it that much. But I really liked it.
Nice.
What else have I done?
Only
I
you can
picked
answer.
up Doom again, started playing that on the second hardest difficulty.
Oh, nice.
You're talking about the remake, yeah?
No, you're talking about the original.
Yeah. No.
Not like either's difficult at
Yeah,
this
so
point.
the remake, that's been grueling, fucking difficult, but yeah. Other than that, I have not done a whole lot this week.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Dean.
Yeah.
Oh. What have I been doing? I picked up Dragon Ball Legends.
Yeah. How's that?
Well,
What's your
I like it. I don't like that I see your progression. Because
How do you see it? You
well,
just go
I just see your like level because I'll check my friends and I'll see like your level and then who I thought was you apparently it's Nina under the name Hectic.
Oh yeah, she
Yeah.
stole my username.
'Cause
I stole your username.
I thought
I'm
it
like,
was you.
I don't care.
And then
I
I
don't
fa-
use it anymore.
I found out like 40 minutes ago that it was actually her. And I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. Rip.
Why do you like my progression?
Because I'm only 150 something, not even
You're like
that.
600.
And you're like, yeah, you're 600. And the game's been out for about 5 days.
And then the whole day where it was on maintenance, so you
Well,
couldn't even play
What
it.
is this?
Okay, so it's
It's a mobile game.
Xenoverse
right, okay.
mobile.
Yeah, it's basically
It's
Xenoverse
like-
mobile.
it's like Dragon Ball Chain of Memories.
Yeah, actually, is an
Yeah.
excellent way to explain it.
Okay, sure.
I don't
Oh,
know
okay.
what it is.
It's like tap 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 card, tap 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 card, charge card, and then you just keep doing that.
That's super weird.
And you can dodge, which
Yeah, you
apparently
can
is a
move
really important
Yeah.
thing in the game. Because I was doing a lot of PvP in the game, and I was beating everybody with one character, and then this one guy came in and completely fucked me because I could not touch him.
Yeah, dodging.
Yeah, he kept dodging and switching out his character, and I was just like, fuck you!
Yeah.
But yeah, I eventually prevailed. Not against him, just like in general. I still haven't been able to equip things to my character, so I just haven't made that progression yet.
You get to this important story, that's weird.
Yeah, you have to get so far into it. Because like I've unlocked like gear and shit, and I'm just like, how does one? But I can't put it on.
Okay.
The closest I've come to it is changing my character's armor, which is the one created by Akira. Shallot, whatever.
I think, like, yeah.
Yeah. You can change him out of his normal Saiyan armor from his timeline to Goku's gi.
Yeah.
But that's the closest I've gotten. So I haven't played it much, but I've played it, I guess.
Yeah.
Made a bit more progression on Black Flag.
Oh, yeah.
100%ing
Yeah,
it.
you look like that.
Yeah. Didn't do as much progression as I would have liked in the last week, purely because I moved around my room and just like I put all my gaming stuff away in the cupboard for a sec so I could do that, and then I just haven't pulled it back out.
This is how people stop playing games.
I know. I've been...
Do you understand the risk you're taking right now?
I realise that my life's in danger, Keena. I'm quite aware of this. So yeah, no. Hopefully I'll pull it back out at some point. I've got the next, not tomorrow, but well, I might have tomorrow off. But the next couple of days after that, I have off, so I might do something. Plus, I have a week of paid leave coming up, so I'll probably do it in there as well.
Nice.
After the gym, of course. That's what that's for. Yeah, the gym.
Yeah, the gym.
The gym.
Dude,
Fuck James.
Jim's a character. What else? I still haven't finished the DLC for DMC.
Oh wow.
So,
said
really?
last time that you did.
yeah, I've still lied to you guys. I haven't done that.
It's like a 3-hour thing.
I know. Well, that's the thing. I
Even the computer's pissed at you.
I downloaded it. I downloaded it at the same time that I got.
The computer.
Yeah.
I downloaded. I was
When you finish the DLC.
Stop interrupting me. I was playing the game, and damn it, I lost the game. And yeah, I'm sorry.
What the fuck?
I just interrupted myself. Yeah, so I downloaded it at the same time that I downloaded Black Flag, and I was just alternating between the two whenever I got bored of the same gameplay or the same level or whatever. And then eventually I set myself this challenge for 100%ing Black Flag, and I just since it's such a big task, I just haven't like gotten bored of it. Like whenever I get bored of collecting, I don't know, animus fragments, then I'll continue in the story, and then when I get bored of that, I'll go and take on some ships to upgrade my current ship, or, you know, I'll go diving and then find plans, and I just haven't, like, I've never had to...
It's so good.
I know, it's great.
It's
amazing, there's so much shit to do.
I think it's so good.
Or, like, I'll go and get some shanties, and then just, like, sail the 7 seas while my fucking... Just the one sea.
Yeah,
One of the 7 seas, while my crew sing it, you know? And just, like... do that. Like I don't get bored because I don't have to move on. Like I always have something to move on to.
Yeah.
I think I did.
Game or something.
I think I did. Yeah. I think I did pick up. Oh, back way in the past. I did pick up DMC again at one point, but I think I just got bored and then moved back to Black Flag and then didn't move back. Like since the last time I said it. Yeah. It's just with it being DLC, it's not as good as the core game. Like it's still good, but like even the cutscenes, like they're animated. Animated, of course they're animated.
No, they're still images.
Yeah, they're still images. They're not.
There's a lot of games like that.
They're not. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like with a lot of DLC, yeah, they're just still images. They're not. Yeah, and that's well. Far Cry 3 did it with
They did
Blood
that with
Dragon.
Just Cause 3.
What? That's kind of the style of Blood Dragon.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. Like it's, I don't know. It just.
With Just Cause
It's
3
very
DLC
much
they did that.
like
All the cutscenes
infamous
were-
1 cutscenes.
Still images.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, like
Then
that.
they're moving still comic images.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
But that's the thing. Like going from the core game of DMC, where everything was like 3D animated, like moving CGI, to that, it's kind of
It makes the
different.
game feel fake.
Well, that's the thing. It's just an add-on. It's
Yeah.
not it's not its own game.
But like add-ons can be its own game. Like Horizon got a DLC where it feels like it's another part of that game.
It can be, but that's the thing. It's just
They
filling,
have chosen not to do that with this.
it's just filling an extra story. It's
Yeah.
not trying to give us a new experience with DMC. It's just saying, and here's what Virgil would be like if you played as him. It's like you don't get other weapons. You just get your one weapon that infuses with either angelic or demonic power. So yeah, I haven't played it. So yeah.
What else?
No, that's it. Been working. That's it. Oh, I've been watching a lot of Achievement Hunter. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I get into that too sometimes. Like sometimes I'm just like, those guys are what you need.
I just wake up and I'm just like, and Rooster Teeth.
Yeah. They've got like good 30-minute videos that you can just put on the background. And occasionally
Well, not even the background. Sometimes I just fucking watch it.
Yeah, sometimes they are compelling.
It's just like,
but a lot of time I just put them on the background and occasionally look over and they're yelling dick or something.
Minecraft challenge!
Yeah.
Hey, no. They're not. What's that fucking A's?
Easy.
Yeah, but they used
Yeah.
to do the Minecraft.
They still do.
Oh,
No, they do Let's Plays for Minecraft.
Oh,
It's not
yeah.
challenges. They're not like, in this episode,
No.
we did the Minecraft Water Challenge.
No, but they do set it themselves.
Just like
At
diving
the
into
start of
the
every fucking episode, he does now. Alia's intro plays.
Yeah, of course he does. Because that's all Alia does. He's like, and 14-year-olds are gonna watch this because Fortnite's in the title. It's like, yeah. But no, they're not like making shit videos. Fuck you. But no, that's
Anything else you Shannon?
My week's been pretty slow. I was working the night shifts this week, so a lot of late nights and getting home at dumb hours. But I prefer them anyway, less traffic. I played a few more hours of Final Fantasy 12 because that's the thing that I've been doing lately. Finished up my playthrough of Ratchet and Clank.
the remake
Yeah, got all the Omega weapons.
or the reboot.
Yeah.
I've already got the platinum.
Oh.
I just went through and did it again, and then did a challenge mode run and did that again at 100%. So I got all the gold bolts and all that kind of stuff because I know that game like the back of my hand.
Yeah.
So I was able to do that pretty quickly.
Kyron, do you remember how many times we did challenge mode for Ratchet Gladiator?
Ooh, I don't think it's able to count that many times.
Yeah. Like easily 20 plus playthroughs.
I don't think humans have come up with the number.
Yeah. We got Gladiator challenge mode like we could do it like in 2 hours. It was ridiculous.
I like the challenge modes because it at the start of the Ratchet and Clank one, the remake, it kind of forced me to play with weapons that I didn't use during the first playthrough. Because you want to get all of it, you want to get all the upgrades and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, I'm using this like fucking flamethrower for most of it.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting good at all the weapons last time, and so I didn't have that problem this time. But yeah, I really enjoyed that game, so that was good to finally finish that up. But I played a couple more hours of Final Fantasy 12, got a little bit deeper in. I'm about to get my first Esper, I believe, which is the summon in that game. Which
is it?
they made completely new ones for this particular game. So yeah, like so what they did for that game was all the ones that you all the names of the summons that you regularly know, so like Ifrit, Bahamut, Shiva, Leviathan, all that kind of stuff. They're actually the names of the like warships that the Empire uses. So they have the Ifrit, which is their main dreadnought, like top level ship, and they've got I think the final battle of the game takes place on the Bahamut. But the Espers are all different. So I'm about to get the first one, which is a fire Esper named Bellius.
Wow, my favourite.
Yeah, and they have like a whole bunch of like the whole point of that game was that the director wanted people to learn about new mythologies and new things. So a few of them are named after like Irish and Celtic, and stuff like that, like different mythologies.
Cool.
So yeah, and like the one that's like the super powerful one in that game is called Zodiac. Then there's like Necromus and Adremalak, and yeah, they're all really hard names to pronounce as well. And yeah, there's a bunch of them. So I'm about to get my first one, which is a story one. And there's like 7 in the story and 6 optional side ones. Yep. That game is long as fuck, but the fast forward button on the PS4 version makes it so much better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be playing a little bit more of that. Other than that, I've done sweet fuck all because after that wedding last week, I wanted to do sweet fuck all. So yeah, that's been me.
Nathaniel.
Fellas, I have ascended.
You done something?
I finished God of War.
You finished it?
Shit.
I finished God of War.
Oh fuck, this episode's gonna be like 8 hours long.
It's about Pokemon. Shut your mouth.
No,
What did you like? No spoilers, because Kyron wants to play it, and Dean, who knows?
I'm
all
trying
I want
to.
to say is, holy fuck!
Right? Yeah. Fuck.
That game, dude, it took you on a roller coaster.
Yeah, man.
It was just like you are Kratos and you're dealing with these problems. Like every time if anything was brought up, I'm like, dude, just do it. Like it's not hard. But then every time he's also just like, I have these reasons.
Yeah.
Did you go home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, good.
Yeah, I did go. Because I was like, what do I do now? Because I'd finished the entire story, and then it says when you like. As I looked it up, I'm like, well, there's no more spoilers. It's like when you go home, I'm like, okay, close that.
That's when I listened to the spoiler cast. I'm like, I finished the game, there's nothing else to do. And there's actually 2 spoilers. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the leader Valkyrie was spoiled for me.
Yeah.
By the way. That was.
Ah,
Yeah,
fucking
that's-
spoilers.
yeah.
Look out. Fucking leader Valkyrie.
I'm so glad the sound glitched out right at that second.
that was. I didn't actually say who it was.
Yeah, you didn't. Yeah, he didn't actually spoil anything, but it's great. That's
I didn't
good.
know there was a leader Valkyrie. That's
You
why
know,
it was
there
a
were
spoil.
Valkyries.
Thanks for repeating it, Dean.
Oh.
Thank you.
Apparently Kyron didn't either, so fuck you.
Anyway.
And he's played the other one.
But yeah, it's incredible and the fucking twist.
Oh yeah, man.
Holy
Man, it's good. It's really
And
good. game.
the most fucked up thing about it is like the
Trace is actually your dad.
Kratos knew the entire time, and you just didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're just like, holy fuck. And that makes sense as to
Yep.
why.
And if you read into it more, it's foreshadowed like 3 times in that game before you even find out.
On an unrelated note, I need a PS4 as soon as.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, look, get one. Ah, yes.
Oh, it's the sale
I
thing.
see.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tap the brakes off.
There's a sale at EV?
Well, fucking never. Fuck you talking.
Okay. That's actually a funny thing. Just a quick little side note.
Yeah.
On our way, I was on the phone to Nina the other day. She's like, "There's so many sales going on at Carindale." She's like, "I need to go into EB because she's talking about like these clothing shops." And she's like, "I need to get away from that. I need to go into EB to sort out your Switch." I'm like, "Okay." And then she's like, "Guess who's having a sale?" I'm like, "EB? No."
Never happened.
It's that time of year.
Every time.
Red plastic.
I just feel bad for the employees.
Yeah, they have to take it
It's
down.
like,
and put
they
more
take it
back up.
down and then they put it back like 2 days later. They're just like, oh fuck, just leave it up.
You have no fucking idea.
It's Miyagi wax and wax off shit.
I did that for 3 fucking years. It's rough, man. Ugh.
Do you use the same ones or do you just print new ones?
Then they print new ones every
Ah.
time.
Fuck me,
They get
dead.
sent to you.
TV kills them.
Yeah, well, I think
Yeah,
so.
you open a box and it's just like, oh wow, new sale, and then you look at because they send a piece of paper with it as well.
And
And
it's
you look at
usually
that and
says,
it's
"Fuck the
like
planet."
it's like set up Monday, and you're like, it's Tuesday. And you go in and set it all up, and then another one arrives the next day and it's like set up Wednesday, and you're like, well, why did I fucking bother with it? But yeah, be nice to the employees. They do a lot of hard work.
Yeah, no.
Those
I
poor
love the
bastards.
employees at EV. They're good. Very good time.
Anything else?
Oh, I did a heap more. I also watched. I didn't watch.
I told you we're gonna be here for 8
Okay,
hours.
this is on a serious note. I don't know if any of you guys actually watched this.
Yes,
But no, like it's a very well-known show, but people stopped watching before the end, and that's why there was an end to the show, the regular show. Did anyone see the last season of that?
I didn't sorry.
No.
That fucking tore my heart out.
I mean,
Holy shit! Like, I watched that and I'm like, oh yeah, it's just a regular show. And because it was the last season, they knew they were finishing. They created a storyline in the last season. And by the last moment of the last episode, you're like, no.
what, Rigby or Mordecai die?
No.
Is that it?
No.
If they get rid of Pops,
Nina just laughed because, yeah, that's what happens. It turns out Pops is a god.
well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Weirdly, that makes sense.
It tore my heart out, dude. Like,
Didn't it end up with, like, his head was a fucking tumor?
Yeah,
no, so he was from another planet. It's like a Superman dealie. And like the last season is the park becomes a dome and gets shot into space and they join like the Space Corps and they're doing everything they do in the park except in space. And it's just normal regular show, but every now and again there's a bit of a story.
It took me a long time to realize that Skips was played by Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's right, he's in
But,
everything.
yeah, you see, like, throughout the seasons, like, Pops has telekinesis and shit when he sleeps. Anyway, by the end of it, everyone's like, Pops, you need to fight your evil twin brother, because he's also a god, but he wants to destroy everything, and Pops is good, and he wants to save everything. And that's pretty much it.
It's a cartoon, no
Yeah.
solid. Anyway.
But basically, there's like an epic battle, like a full-on something you see in a fucking Avengers movie, like a proper epic battle right at the end, and as they're both
Yes, I was about to say like 3 minutes. Spoilers.
spoilers as fuck. But I mean, it's been out for ages. If you haven't seen it, it's your fucking fault. You don't
Yeah,
care
you
about the
only just
regular
watched
show.
it this week.
Yeah, I know, and I didn't care.
It's
about the
your
regular show.
fault!
I just saw it. I'm like regular show. I'm like, oh, there's this season. I just watched the last season. I was
Fucking
like, ouch.
elitist.
But You need to see it. It's like, and then they just play through what happens after all of that, and it's literally the
Everyone's
ridiculous
just
stuff.
sad.
Yeah, it's just what things would be if nothing interesting happened in their lives. Rigby and what's her face, they move away. They have kids. Mordecai gets really depressed and starts painting a lot, and eventually meets his girlfriend, and they all meet back up at the park, and then they're like, oh, like they did something, they're like, oh, and they're like, well, how fucking dumb is that? I can't believe we used to do that. That's it. It's really sad.
Weird.
Weird.
Yeah. It's like,
The regular show is anything but.
yeah. But
I get it. Yeah.
But it was actually really sad. But I also have been trying to get through Fighters. I actually got through quite a bit of it, and then I forgot to save and turned off my PS4.
Oh no, the cardinal sin.
Yeah.
Have you not finished it?
No,
Should
I
save
keep, like-
before they turns off their PS4.
I still haven't finished it either, to be fair.
Well, like,
Yeah.
the story mode doesn't really fucking matter, but I've just been trying to get through it.
Doesn't that game get oddly hard in that story mode?
Yeah,
man, like
it's easy until
it's so long, and then for no reason it's like we're gonna kick your ass. I'm like,
I feel like that happened to me in Xenoverse as well.
Oh yeah,
Like, it
that's
was fairly simple, and then at a certain point I was like, why the fuck am I getting my ass
That's
beat?
because
There's
like
no level up system in.
no. That's the thing you can get right at the universe by fire.
With Xenoverse, it's like eventually you will start getting beat up, and that's when you have to go do the PQs.
Right.
oh well, in the story mode there is a grinding system. You can go back to other things and level up your characters, and your characters do get stronger health wise and all of that.
I don't really do so much.
See, this is why Keena is like really good at it because he's. Have you finished the game? You finished the game, yeah. Whereas you haven't, so like he's beaten the best that the game can throw at him, and you're just like, no, I don't want to do that. Fuck.
No, I want to, I just haven't.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you
I
should.
also have just
You
been
know,
playing.
descended.
I've also been playing a lot of Destiny 2.
Penis ascended.
Ascended Sane.
That's what I'm saying. Come on. You gotta make the connection, make the connection.
I lost like 2 sentences and I'm lost.
He was playing Destiny 2, come on!
Keep up!
But yeah, I was playing Destiny 2, and that's been good.
That's good.
It's gotten more interesting as the time goes on. I don't care about the storyline and that thing, although everyone's like, it's really good, but...
It's not.
How does it get interesting without you listening to the storyline?
No, the actual gameplay has been better.
Now that you're not tutorial.
Now he's opening up like abilities and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Because at the start it's really dull. At the start it's just Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Right at the end is really fun because you basically do an assault.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's got a lot of cutscenes and shit. And then like your home base will change entirely.
And then
Like you know how you're in the village now?
Yeah.
You won't be there.
Spoilers.
Same.
Sick.
It's gonna be
Because everybody dies. A meteorite crashes into the earth and everyone's fucked. You move to Mars. You don't actually.
You
Maybe
move
you
to the Traveller.
You
The
don't know.
Traveller is your new planet.
You become the traveler.
Yeah, but that's... I'm not gonna say
Or not.
I just want to move on to the topic now. I'm not gonna say
Yeah, let's do that. Oh, Keena, what have you been into?
Oh, okay, let's move on to the Keena topic. The topic of Keena is what I meant, guys. I wasn't serious.
Useless.
I haven't been doing much. I had to do an assignment. I've been doing a lot of assignments, and I'm like, oh, maybe I can get an extension. And then I'm like,
Keena, what's the Amalgam show about?
I'll show you what the nerdy shit we care about.
Right.
And this is nerdy.
It's getting to the point. My thing is, I was
What was that noise?
You said that,
Nothing.
Kyron?
Excuse me?
I thought you made a noise. I thought I had like.
No, I did not make a sound.
Oh, okay.
something came from that computer.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I was going to get an extension for my assignment, but they was like, no, you really do need a medical certificate. I'm like, I don't want to talk to a doctor. So I
You're
read
gonna tell me everything that's wrong with me, and I just can't deal with that right now.
I know
I
I'm
flipped the Simon.
Jesus Christ.
Vicious circle. Ouroboros strikes again.
It's a circle of life. The sun
like,
is
yeah,
dark.
here, it was like this circle snake just like rolling and packing. Oh no, you but yeah, no. So I had to do an assignment in 2 nights, which was fun. But it was on Mad Max. So I got to do
The movie?
The movies,
The
yeah.
movies, plural.
It was good. I rewatched Mad Max 1, 2, and Fury Road. And I just wrote about, like, why they're, how they, like, the importance of them being like Australian films.
I haven't actually seen Mad Max, like any of them, but the way Richard Ayoade explained it is that it's like Brexit, but not as entertaining.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
I don't even.
Like, obviously, he didn't actually mean that.
That's
but,
a very Richard Ayoade thing to say.
Yeah.
Just the most random possible. Yeah.
He said it, and I was like, I don't understand it. I know that it's got a lot of cars, and it's really fucked up world, and you compared it to Brexit, and that's hilarious.
It's not really. It's honestly just our world because it's just
Isn't it just like nothing is
oil
alive
is
anymore?
oil is money.
Right.
And it's a reboot.
And so they just
Petrol is-
burn it in these big fuck off cars.
Well, petrol is a sought after commodity, or gasoline or whatever.
Bullshit! Everyone's got a car!
But you can only run a car on that stuff. So if you've got a car, it means you've got a surplus of it, which means you're powerful.
Yeah.
You would only run a car if you've got enough to burn.
Yeah, but car doesn't mean you get petrol.
It means you get someone playing guitar on top
What do
of
you
it.
mean?
Come on, dude.
What the fuck do you mean? If you've got a car, doesn't mean you have petrol? What the fuck?
Well, didn't you just say the people who have cars, they have a surplus of it?
Yes,
said if
because
you
they can
run a
have
car.
a car.
What if it's a Tesla?
If you don't have petrol, what is the fucking point in having a car?
Right, but if you have a car and you can't get petrol, you know...
That's the
you don't-
point!
then you don't have
That
a car
is
anymore.
exactly
You
what
still
I...
have a car, it just doesn't work.
Exactly!
You're not powerful
So,
anymore.
because it's a
It's
post-apocalyptic...
worse.
Because it's a post-apocalyptic world, you're not using anything you don't need or don't have. So if you've got a car, it means you've got fuel to use.
Kyron's just like, stop yelling!
So,
No, I'm
if
just
it's...
trying to comprehend how Dean can be this stupid.
Thank you!
So, if it's a currency, why are they putting it in cars?
Oh my god!
Currency.
You earn money every day, but you still pay fucking rent and like electricity.
That doesn't make me powerful, that lets me live.
You already have money.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's an apocalypse.
Cars mean you can get long distances in short amount of time.
Why would they want to do that?
Because
To
people...
get away from the shit!
Okay, next week's topic, explain Mad Max to Dean.
Just take his assignments!
It's more about the evolution of Australian filmmaking.
I don't wanna read
Just
this.
read a synopsis.
I
First Mad
can't.
Max. First Mad Max is on Netflix.
I
The
can't.
first Mad Max?
Yes, the original like 79 movies on Netflix. You can check because like it's interesting because they shoot in Ballarat, and Ballarat looks like Roma. Like it's just like you go to the place that looks like in June. Like it's just the
It
one
doesn't look like
like.
rubber engine. It doesn't really matter though.
Sorry, Kyron, what was that?
Oh, I just said, yeah, it does look like Roma because there's nothing out here.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, it's just, but the first movie, you don't like the wasteland. It's just shot in the outback. Like it's just shrubbery and like 3-foot wire fences. It's like uncanny how much it looks like just the roads around Roma. Like not in Roma, so but around Roma. Like when you go to in June and St George and shit like that.
Mm.
It's weird and it's like, oh, this is an Australian film. They shot this on no money.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it and get back to you, and
And
I'll,
then-
I'll explain it to you guys. You'll understand one
I
day.
can't. I'm like an old man. I can't. Don't understand.
Going back though,
Oh,
These Mad Max movies are really good.
there is one thing you forgot, Kyron.
Yeah.
It was your birthday.
Oh, yeah, it was my birthday. I drank 30 Jello shots and had half a bottle of Canadian Club and died. Happy birthday.
It's a good idea. Do that.
wow. Well,
It's really sad because if you were in Brisbane, you would be like, oh, let's go out, I'll do this. But you're in Roma, so it's like, I'm going to stay at home and drink.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
I mean,
just
given the photos we got from Dean's drinking night.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That was
I just
not
got
me. No, I don't know.
Super drunk and played Nightmare Before Christmas Monopoly.
See, that sounds like a good night.
That sounds pretty good.
At least you remembered it. It's a good one.
Did you make it through the whole game?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
See,
Kudos.
that's a great night. Dean barely made it to the car.
Ambulance, you mean?
Yeah.
I didn't get in an ambulance. I was wheeled away in a wheelchair, okay?
Paramedics.
To Chaplain Safe
Oh,
Room.
I've been there.
I remember getting
Yeah,
up from my
like-
bed to go to the car, and there was a guy in a bed across from me, and I looked at him and was like, "This guy's fucked!" I went to walk up to him to talk to him, and Georgie's like, no, and she's pulling me away, and I'm like, ah.
I just love that video that you made.
Yeah.
Well, originally I thought it was a photo, and she's like, you're stupid, aren't you? And I was like, are you gonna remember this?
You were like, like you were like all good, and then like.
Well, that was the funny bit. It was just like, oh.
Yeah, Nathaniel sent me a picture of you in the wheelchair with no context.
Oh,
I was
man.
like, what the fuck happened to Dean?
Yeah, no. Well, the picture before that one, I was on the ground covered in vomit with some fucking 40-year-old guy, like knelt down next to my face, like,
Yeah.
"Are you okay?" And Georgie was like, "He's fine. He's in the recovery position." And he's like, "I'm not gonna let somebody die if I can help it." And then this nurse walked up behind him and was like, "Hey, do you need help?" And Georgie was like, "Oh, we've got him in the recovery position, so he should be okay." And she's like, "Yeah, he'll be right." It's like, okay, well, if the nurse has said that I'll be fine, we don't need some fucking lonely guy like, "I'm not gonna let you die. Don't quit on me today."
The old guys in the valley are the worst,
Yeah,
man.
They are the worst.
His head's on you or something like that. Don't worry about it.
They're like, please, just be my friend.
Yeah.
Even if you're unconscious, just be my friend. I need to tell you about my divorce.
Turns out he like wrote his number on my arm somewhere. I washed it off on the shower in the shower the next day.
Wash it off with your
Or with
vomit.
vomit.
Yeah, that's probably the more likely.
Fuck, what a night.
That was a good night. What I remember.
Yeah, exactly. I love it when people say that. Like they end
Didn't
up.
play Monopoly, no.
Yeah, I love it when people end up in emergency rooms or in chaplaincy places and they're like, it was a good night. Like, you don't know.
Well,
You could have got raped in the back shower for all you know.
Well,
You have no idea.
Well, my asshole didn't hurt, but the funny part, the next day,
You wouldn't have known.
it didn't hurt. The next day, I woke up in bed next to Georgie. And
Could
I
you
lo-
feel it? Anyway.
No, I couldn't. I rolled over and I started cuddling Georgie, and she was like, "No," and I was like, "Why?" And she's like, "You were stupid last night." I was like, "Oh," and she was like berating me and just talking about how shit of a person I was and just being an asshole. I was like, "Oh," and I felt really bad. And then, fucking, my friends Chris, Cameron, and Sean, they bust into the room and they're like, "There he is!" And they're just like cheering me on, and I'm like, "Alright, so Georgie's mad at me. No one else is. Everyone else is just
That's
cheering me on."
with the boys are like, yeah, you got
That's
fucked
right.
up.
They were just like, "And the fucking wheelchair." And it's like, alright, this is good fame. I'm into this. And Georgie's just like, no, not having it. It was a good time though. It's a good time.
I also play Dragon Ball Legend.
Sorry, yeah. Anyway,
Boy.
we go with that.
Yep.
It's fun.
That's it.
Like, it's fine. It's like I'm not. I play it too much, but I also like doing assignments. So like,
Yeah.
I do.
It's a good pastime.
Yeah, it is. It just
What are your characters that you go for?
Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
I have Super Saiyan Goku.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Tao Papai. That's not his English name. Mercenary Tao. He does
Oh, Dodo.
That's what
Oh,
I'm doing.
right.
Yeah,
What the fuck are you doing?
He's pointing at himself. I choose me.
Yeah.
So you use Mercenary Tower. I didn't know he was even a character.
Yeah, he's an EX character that I have. So
I use Nappa and Goku and Charlotte.
I also have
Yeah, I thought I would.
a Sparking Pan.
Sparking.
So yeah, I've had a good boss stuff. But I'm already caught up in the story. Like everything.
Oh, like nothing else.
Yeah,
You
no,
kinda
I just
did.
wait. I'm like, oh, this is the most boring shit ever. But I get cool points. I want that sweet Super Saiyan Goku level 20 reward.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, when you said you had Super Saiyan Goku, I was like, you fucking.
I pulled it like out of the summons thing. I just got
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I'm not at level 20, but I just got into a pull. So,
Oh, you asshole.
yeah.
Oh. Fuck you.
Yeah.
God damn it. Ah.
I love how you were enjoying that conversation.
I just thought he was a nerd with no life. But it turns out he was fucking lucky. God damn it.
Oh, that's worse.
Fuck.
Goddamn luck.
Jesus, Dean.
I want it.
The luck of the
I want Super Saiyan Goku.
The look of the Keena. Yeah.
I also didn't watch Solo, which is controversial because I did.
I did.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Neither did I, because I don't have a cinema.
Oh, no one cares about you, computer.
Oh, Solo, the Star Wars.
Solo.
movie.
Yeah, just download it.
Ah.
Did you see that I talk about the drink? Like I didn't watch
I
the
like-
drink.
Yeah, every time someone says Solo around me, like, it just goes over my head. I'm just like, what?
I want to say one thing about Solo.
Oh, right.
The one I actually really appreciate it as a Star Wars film.
Is it
Not many people like it. I fucking love it.
Why? Because there's no lightsabers?
Well, I mean, like,
There
not
is.
because of that. They're
There
not
are.
really.
There's Darth Vader.
No, it's close, yeah.
There's Anakin.
But basically,
There's Obi-Wan.
shut up! Basically, all I'm saying is that throughout the movie, you forget about light and dark side. You're just like,
Yeah, it's
Hey, so there was a Lego extended version universe thing, and it had Yoda going on adventures with this kid called Ian. And the way that we knew his name was Ian is he had his name badge on his shirt, and it said Ian, and they went through this whole story together, and it was just like, oh wow, Ian, you're a bit of a dick, but you're pretty cool. And he's like, oh, my name's not Ian. The letter just turned itself on its side, and he flips the I to an H, and he's like, my name's Han. And it's like, so Yoda knew Han. Is that the lightsaber in Solo that you saw? Was it Yoda's?
What the fuck was that?
you could have just asked.
I had to explain my thinking. That's why I did the gasp.
that was such a roller coaster.
It's not even like it's not even a
That
lightsaber.
conversation.
You're not the only one.
It's not a lightsaber.
I was
Alright,
here
I'll
for
draw you
all
guys
of
a
it.
picture.
It still makes no fucking sense.
It's not a lightsaber, and it's not a spoiler either. It's just a light weapon. Like it uses lightsaber technology, but it's not a lightsaber.
Talking about the Death Star?
No. It's like a
Dean,
little blade.
Dean, shut up.
It's just kyber crystals, okay?
It's
It's
just-
technically
it's
a
like-
big lightsaber.
Why would you even want a lightsaber?
It's just like a blade.
Well, not even
that
me.
does
It's very
this
cool.
thing,
They
like-
take you from place to place. I'm taking a cheese and not anything
Okay.
else.
So. Why would you need kyber crystals if you've got a lightsaber, Dean?
Why would you need a lightsaber if you've got a Death Star? Come on.
You guys aren't making much sense right now.
But you will love the movie. You gotta watch it because I know you love the character that's gonna be in it.
Is it Yoda?
No, it's not. Yoda.
Is it Ian?
I can give you a hint.
Is he black?
If you give him a hint, it'll probably be
I'm
right.
absolutely.
Yeah, it will give it away.
Is there
Absolutely
spoiler?
gonna
It's something
get
that
it.
we don't know.
It's just
Because I'm probably going to go see this movie.
You're gonna go see this movie?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna say it then. But you need.
You say a character I love in Star Wars. It's a big list. Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Mace Windu.
I'm gonna cover my mouth so I don't. Give
Yeah,
away.
just Dean, stop, because I'm going to go see this movie.
Anakin.
I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later. But you haven't. You just don't worry. I'll tell you later.
No, I'll go watch it.
Okay, good.
So you like Solo?
Yeah, it was my favorite.
a good drink.
Next Star Wars film.
Yeah.
I like it better than Episode 7. I like it better than Episode 8.
Well, to be fair, in Episode 7,
And I
Solo
like it better than
died. Spoilers.
Sorry?
I said in Episode 7, Solo died. Spoilers.
Yeah.
Oh, they also
That's
tell
the
you
end.
why his last name is Solo.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, that's
it's
cool.
fucking
Yeah.
stupid.
Because he's
I
liked it.
Maybe it plays better in the movie, but like listening to how people say that it plays, I'm like, that's dumb.
What?
I
How is
thought-
that his
I
name
think,
Solo?
I think the downside to this movie is that people are like, they try to explain it to other people too early, and you've got to watch it.
Yeah.
I think it, like, if people explain to you, it's not as good, and then you expect it, and then when you watch the movie, you're like, oh wow, yeah, I already knew that. But if you see it firsthand for the first time, you're like, whoa, that's actually really cool.
There's a lot like I'm never interested.
Is it about the Kessel Run?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It has the Castle right
Okay.
The main plot point is the
Oh,
castle.
That's
okay.
the
Yeah,
problem with me. I have no interest in the Kessel Run.
Why not? He did it in 12 parsecs.
No, it
When I
explains.
finished it,
How was that interesting?
Because he's the first and only person to do it.
About that guy who broke the
Okay,
landscape
okay, yeah.
board on a motorbike.
No, but
It's not-
no. But that's the thing. A parsec is a parsec's a measurement of distance,
Guys.
not a time thing.
Kyron's right. Kessel Run in that context doesn't. It's fucking boring. But
It's
in,
just
Alright.
in the
That's what he's known
movie,
for.
they explain why the Kessel Run's so important to him and why he brings it up.
He's fucking famous for it. That's what he's.
No, he lies about it all the time. In the movie, they explain everything. You just gotta go see it.
I gotta see this movie.
I
gotta see
really,
it.
really liked it. You should see it.
I will. By the time this comes out, I'll
because
probably
it
have
looks
seen it.
beautiful. At the very least, it looks like a beautiful film. That would look great on.
See,
Lots of things.
I don't know if I'd say beautiful.
The cinematography looks good.
I don't know who I'd take.
Yeah, just watch it myself.
I don't want to go by myself.
I'll go again.
Mm.
I'll go again. It was good.
I would take Georgie, but I'd probably be explaining a lot to her. Because I've tried to show her Star Wars, and she yells at me every time.
It's not. I mean, it's a prequel, so you don't really need to explain much.
No, but that's
nothing
the thing.
to
Like,
do
she's not gonna enjoy it because she's gonna have no idea what the fuck's going on.
There's literally only one thing that you.
The thing with Solo is though you need to know who Han Solo is.
Mm.
You need to have that reference point.
She's seen 4.
I don't know many people that don't know
She's
just
seen
at least the characters of Star Wars.
You'd be surprised if someone is actively not going to watch Star Wars. They will actively not watch Star Wars.
I know, but like hearing about it, like everyone knows.
Even that.
Darth Vader's Luke's
Like,
father.
I'll bet if we got I bet if we got Georgie in here and asked her some basic questions to get, like, said, like, okay, look, what do you know about Han Solo? She would be like, because
Well, again, she's only seen A New Hope.
yeah, so like that's
So-
not enough to know.
Mm.
Yeah,
He steps on Jabba the Hutt's tail.
really awkwardly.
Yeah.
The bad CG.
He's just
There's
an
just-
unlikable character. I've never really
Well,
liked Han.
Okay, but if you watch the movie, you'll understand.
But like we've seen him in 4 other movies.
Have you seen
But it
him in
wasn't about
7?
him.
Oh my god.
Like
None of those anything.
Yeah.
None of those movies were about him, but this movie explains so much as to why he is the character he is.
It explains why he's an unlikable dick.
Well, he's not really an unlikable dick, but
No, I disagree on the unlikable part, but the dick part, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you gotta go see it. Let's move on.
It's like saying Dante's
What
an
else you wanna
unlikable
do?
dick.
catch them all. Let's talk about Pokemon.
Yes!
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Oh.
Pokemon. You know what happens with Pokemon?
You throw the Pokeball at the Pokemon and they get captured, and then you make
45
them fight
minutes.
other ones.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Shannon's like, do I continue being in this podcast?
So yeah, we've got the year anniversary coming up. I don't know if you know.
Yeah.
We're doing this for a year.
So yeah, Pokemon was announced.
Mm.
They just did it on a random day. It was
Yep.
like, oh, hey everyone, here's the Pokemon.
Turns out it was actually significant in some way.
Yeah, the timeline was really weird because they were like, "We're gonna do an announcement on this on this television show that's in Japan that's like focused on Pokemon," and then people were like, "Ooh, that means there's gonna be an announcement about Pokemon." And then a couple hours after that, like
My bad.
we're gonna do the announcement, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna do a press conference for our shareholders where we're gonna announce some stuff." And then a couple hours after that, they just dropped the trailer.
That's weird.
And then that's when the press conference happened.
Yeah.
And so everyone was focusing on it, and it was super weird and really like ramshackle. It didn't make any sense. But
Newsfeed was the trailer itself and then just the Twitter account. That's
Yeah.
where I got all my information from.
Yeah.
So, they announced 3 games. Well, kind of 4. The first one was Pokemon Quest, which, did you play? Because it is free to start.
no, I fucking know.
Okay. I was going to ask that you do, but I'm like, eh.
I could have given it a shot on my Switch, but like it's a Pokemon Rumble cross Minecraft.
That's probably, yes. I've been trying to figure out how to describe that game, and yes.
Yeah.
It's Pokemon Rumble. I like a demo though. Like, he's
What was Pokemon Rumble again? That was the.
like a Wii downloadable game.
I remember that game.
It's on the 3DS
Was that the one where
as
you
well.
could like
Yeah.
you could put your Pokemon from Diamond and Pearl into it, and then
Yeah.
you like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
How do you cross that with Minecraft?
The art style. The Pokemon are all blocks.
Pixel arts.
Oh yeah.
Like voxel blocks, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no.
Just like Pixelmon. Oh wait. Yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Oh wait. No, yeah.
The difference here is that the game is, well, I guess Pixelmon will be free to play as well, but the game is licensed by Nintendo, and will be available on mobile devices in like a month as well.
Yeah.
Um,
It's free to start, which means it's like the Mario game.
You
like
can
Super
create
Mario
your
Run.
character.
No.
you can play the whole game without paying any money.
You can play the whole game?
Yeah, yeah.
I thought it was like the Mario Run situation where like you get a couple levels free and then...
No, I think I'm pretty sure.
Which was a trap. Mario Run is a trap. I did not know you had to pay for shit. I was really enjoying that. And then it was like, fuck you, pay me. And I was like, and deleted it.
Pretty sure you could probably find a free version of old Mario.
You can. It's called the
On
Rayman
something.
games. The Rayman games are really good on iOS.
Hmm.
Like I forget what they're called, but no, they're like Mario Run is basically a Rayman game that Ubisoft made.
Anyway, Pokemon Quest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, no, it was a free to play thing that just a small little thing because Pokemon Company and Nintendo both want to get more into mobile, so it didn't make sense.
So what? How do you acquire Pokemon in this?
I think you create them, like you craft them based on like items that you get.
So like, Eternal Fire and some Dragon Wings will make Charizard.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
Like you're going around, you're like, grabbing stuff from the world, mining it essentially, and then you build up a team and you can create all of the...
I like the idea of it, but as like a mobile game, I feel like itd be kind of shit.
Yeah,
Like, if
I'll download it on my Switch and give it a shot and then
Yeah.
come back and tell you what it's like, what the actual mechanics are, but from what I can tell, it's fine for... Essentially, it's like you build up like a world, and then when you build that world up enough, it's also like a clicker kind of, like an idle game. Like you build up the world and you like generate all this like currency or whatever, and then you can spend it all to open up a second world, so you can do 2 worlds at once. And some people have gotten up to like 10 worlds, and apparently when you get past a certain point, it becomes a lot more difficult to generate all the bits and pieces. So at a certain point,
That's where you spend money.
Exactly, you do grind to a halt. So like I'll download it on the Switch and check it out for next week.
So the actual games that people care about:
Mm.
Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee.
The second one, because the first one is not as cool.
I'm definitely going for Pikachu.
I'm going Eevee because it looks super
Very
cute.
Eevee.
What are you getting, Kyron?
Eevee, I said that already.
Yeah.
I didn't hear you. Will Annika get a copy of the game?
Oh, probably.
Will she get her own Switch?
Probably not.
Oh yeah.
You don't need to.
You don't need to.
Multiple
You can.
saves.
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
That's what I was gonna say.
What?
Take another controller and the character pops up.
No. Like actual
what I was gonna
multiple
say.
save files. So the Pokemon...
To be fair, the Switch has that capability. Like, it
Yeah,
has-
but like, so does
No,
the 3DS.
it's a little bit like using a back door. But essentially, because the Switch has multiple profiles, you can have 1 save per profile. So you can have 1 game cartridge and multiple saves.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So you don't
First
need to
time
get
in Pokemon history.
Yeah.
Have you guys played
Yeah.
Pixelmon?
No, it's not a Pokemon game, it's Pixelmon.
It's a Pixelmon
It's a
rip-off.
Digimon knockoff, which is already a Pokemon knockoff, so it's real
How's
bad.
it a Digimon?
Because Digi is really close to Pixel, and it's Mon, and it's real bad.
It's not Pokemon and Pixels and Digimon.
Pixelmon's just Pokemon in Minecraft.
Agumon, go!
Don't fucking diss Digimon!
We've had the Digimon
I mean-
episode, never again.
Did you
Shut up, Kyron!
No.
Don't you diss it. I'll kill you.
My truck car.
That's you get.
I'm with you on this one.
I know.
These fucking scrubs.
Fucking assholes.
So, Pokemon Let's Go will release on 16th of November 2018.
Yeet.
The only game so far coming out in that month.
Yeet. So,
It is based on Pokemon Yellow, which came out in 1998.
right.
It's the 20th year edition.
Yeah.
I didn't even realise that. Numbers.
This is my first. Pokemon Yellow is my first Pokemon game I played, so I'm really excited.
That's right.
Noise.
That's why you want to get Pikachu. Ah. So you're not
Also because everyone was like Eevee and I
Ah.
always go.
I was gonna say, yeah. I was gonna say, like, yeah, he's a hipster, but the fact that
It's that, and because you remember when you're like, oh, I got X, and I was like, okay, I got Y.
Yeah, that's different,
I'll always get the opposite game to what I think
I
it is.
suppose.
Anyway,
I get what I want to get. Fuck.
Do you reckon they have different Pokemon besides the Pikachu and Eevee? Or will it be exactly the same except?
What do you mean?
So like with Sun and Moon, like you got some different Pokemon and like, you know.
Oh, whether there'll be different version exclusives?
Yeah, yeah.
Probably. There'll
Yeah.
probably be a couple. The game's always
Were there for Blue and Red? Were there different ones?
Yeah.
that's what they've always been like that. To have the training thing. Pokemon you
Oh,
play.
yeah.
Pokemon that you can catch in one that you can't catch in the other.
You reckon you'll be able to trade your Eevee and or Pikachu?
No, fuck no.
Absolutely not.
No,
How are you? Oh,
They're-
okay.
they're a partner.
Yeah.
So, Pikachu and Eevee can be dressed up and hang out on your head or shoulders.
Yeah.
Like head and shoulders shampoo.
Knees and toes?
No.
That's
But they
foot
cannot
cream.
evolve.
Sorry?
They cannot evolve.
I don't think they can evolve. No.
Yeah.
We haven't seen
Yeah, they
evidence
can't.
of them being able to evolve.
Yeah.
It would make sense
So
that
they-
Pikachu
they-
wouldn't, and it's really going to suck that Eevee can't.
Yeah, because the whole point of Eevee is that it can do anything.
Yeah. Plus a normal type as a starter was kind of...
Means
Well, it's Iron Tail though. It's pretty posh.
And it can learn Bite, like it's essentially a kind of whatever type you
You also
use.
learn Ice
Toes.
Beam.
you also learn Chomp.
And baby doll eyes.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a Pokemon.
It's a fairy type move.
Yeah.
What does it do?
Lowers the
Uh,
lowers the opponent's attack,
Defense?
I believe.
Sorry?
Is it
I
attack?
think it's attack.
Oh, lowers it. Okay.
It lowers the...
Yeah, one of the
Okay.
stats.
The Joy-Cons can be used to throw Pokeballs much like Pokemon Go.
Yes.
It's very, very similar.
I wonder if you can opt out of doing that.
I hope so. Or even like the Switch has a touchpad on it, doesn't it?
Yes.
I wonder if you can do it on the touchpad.
I reckon that would be really annoying because then you would just waste Pokeballs. Because from what I saw on the trailer, I know Nathaniel had a issue with
Yes.
this. You said that you didn't want to sit there and waste Pokeballs because
Yeah, I
you
was
know,
just
the
wondering
motion
if
would
it's
be out of
just
control.
a motion
It
or if
looked,
it's...
it looked like a controlled path for the Pokeball. It looked like it was going way too straight for it to be like a...
Yeah, like it goes along the same path every
Yeah.
time, regardless of where you throw
Yeah.
it. I think it's just
I think it's a
timing.
timing thing.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's
So,
all it looks like.
If they were to get rid of the motion thing, it would just be I guess a button,
It would be a button press.
which would be a massive well, not a massive advantage,
Yeah,
but it'd still
yeah.
be easier.
The other thing I could think of is maybe like an analog stick throw,
Yeah.
where you like flick it or
That could
pull it
work.
back and then flick it.
It's like Skate all over again.
Dude, I was so good at
Pokemon
kickflips.
Pokemon Skate Battle. You should have been here for the prediction.
Everything was
I can already tell.
100 surfing Pikachus fell out of the plane onto
Or
a mountain.
100 Detective Pikachu.
All played by Ryan Russell.
Oh, it should have been Danny DeVito.
Oh, yeah.
Should have been Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
God, that's just a scary, like, just DeVito's voice coming out of
Pikachu's
Pikachu.
mouth. I know, right?
Haunting.
Yeah.
Why do you want that?
Because I want to watch it
Yeah, that
burn.
sounds like nightmare fuel.
Wasn't
Yeah.
there an episode of Pokemon, like a Pokemon movie where
Yeah.
Pikachu talks?
Yeah, that was in the movie. That was in the movie.
It wasn't voiced by Danny DeVito.
God, I wish it was.
No, it was like a remake of the first movie or so. Like, Cool Pokemon I Choose You.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's just like...
It's a
and then
dream
when the
sequence,
Pikachu
though.
dying scene, I think.
Yeah.
And it's like... Ash! Or something, and everyone in the cinema's like, what the flying fuck?
Yeah.
No, it's when it's dying, he's like, "Why won't you go in the Pokeball?" He's like, "It's because I always want to be with you." And everyone's just laughing and going, "What the fuck?"
Jesus.
Because he's speaking.
Yeah, that's
no
fucked
one
up.
asks for that.
Yeah, no one wants that.
But anyway...
Stay quiet, Pikachu.
You say your name! What's your name, bitch?
Say my name.
So the Pokeball Plus is going to be a peripheral that I think can be used to do the same thing. Oh yeah, no, it's like you can throw the Pokeball at you.
Yeah.
It just reminds me of
You
when
can catch
Pokemon
Eevee.
Go first came out and they had those wristbands that no one used.
Pokemon Go Plus. I was
Those
really
are
happy.
really sought after now.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I was at a
Well,
doing.
that's because they didn't release them at the same time of the game, so
Yeah.
everyone was waiting for them to come out, and
Yeah.
no one got them when they finally did.
Mhm.
Because the fad was over.
Yeah, but yeah, they're actually handy for a lot of people. A lot of people like having them.
I went to a house inspection today, and because of the furniture there, I saw Pokemon Go Plus. Like, just there, plus the box. Like, never seen it.
Vanessa has one.
Oh really?
Yeah, I bought it for her for Christmas, like when Pokemon Go came out. It's really handy for like if you are the kind of person who really wants to play Pokemon Go a lot, but you have to drive for work or something like that.
So you just press it.
Yeah, you just press it as it's flashing, and then you can at least hit the Pokestops on your drives because that will still activate and won't bother with the whole "you're driving, so slow down and pay attention" thing.
Cool.
So you can just hit the button and get all the Pokestops.
That sounds a lot easier.
Yeah. The same thing you can do with the Pokeball. Your Pokemon can be sorted in the ball, you can walk around, go, alright, and then Pikachu, like, screams in your ear.
It is a 20.
You're just like walking into work, and then you just hear this little It's like, oh, fuck.
You hear it. It's because I always.
So it's the 2018 version of the Poker Walker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
Does the Pokeball come with like a wrist strap or something?
Yeah.
Yes,
It does,
yes.
yeah.
I saw that in the
Nintendo's
trailer.
all about that
Because I'm
safety.
just picturing a bunch of 7-year-olds putting
Throwing-
Pokeball-sized holes in their TVs and stuff.
When I first saw the trailer, I thought the motion was going to Pokeball was going to just go on the TV. I'm like, this is a good game.
They are so smart because, like, at the bottom of, if you rewatch the trailer, you notice at the bottom of it says always wear the wrist strap when playing.
I was going to say that as like a meme to you guys, just like always wear wrist straps, but I didn't.
My question for that Pokeball thing is: do you think only Pikachu and Eevee can go into that thing, or can you get?
I think it'll be like, yeah, the Pokeball.
Well, the thing is, why would you put it in there? What's the point? Because the
Like, you can level up experience.
Yeah, the Poker Walker. When you got to a certain amount of steps, you would actually level your Pokemon.
yeah, you would. I know
And
that.
gain,
But
like-
do you think it would be the same for this?
I think so. I think you'll gain.
Because it's not a
I think-
pedometer.
I
It's
think
just a
I-
random item.
I think it works off.
I think-
Geolocation.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kyron.
I think if you put a Pokemon in the ball and you walk around with it, I think, you know how in Pokemon you get like affection levels and stuff like that?
Ah.
I think it might affect that.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. That might
There's
also be
also-
a case of that. Yeah.
There's also the because the game syncs up with Pokemon Go. There's also a possibility. You can have the Pokeball sync up to Pokemon Go while you've got that on, and that could keep track of steps and distance as well. Because it just uses Google Maps. And I wouldn't be surprised if just leaving it in there for a time gets you like some special items when you pull it out and stuff like that.
Well, I remember that's what the.
Yeah, it did that too. Like, you're like, oh, I got an item. Ooh.
Or yeah, like if you go on like just a huge walk with it, like you'll come back and then you put it out of the Pokeball and be like, I found a rare candy while we were gone or something like that.
Well, that's
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Like when I first got Heart Gold, like I would put a Pokemon in there all the time. Whatever Pokemon I was leveling up at the time,
Yeah.
I'd take it to school. I would play whatever mini games at school. I'd come back home and I'd put it back on the DS.
Yeah.
That was how it was. And I get whatever items, and I get like an extra level or whatever.
I feel like it'll
And
be
your
the
teacher
same.
would be like, "Give me that!" School.
Fucking touch it! Oh, I'll kill you! I don't. Oh, I couldn't leave a Pokemon at school. No.
No.
I lost Heart Gold at school, and that's why I quit playing Pokemon.
I once found Nintendogs, a copy of Nintendogs in the gutter.
Someone didn't like their dogs. They're more into cats. Learn to sit, you asshole! Disobedient fuck!
I want you to put that in a game. And you're like, when was the last time anyone put it up? Because we've never actually like seen like, can the dogs die?
No, I can't. I look, if they can, it has to take a really long time. Because I hadn't played it for like a good 7 years, and I booted it up when I was in Harvey Bay, like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
And my dogs were just really fucking dirty and malnourished, but they weren't dead.
Malnourished. Like skinny on the ground.
What quality of life is that? Like,
Not like they're
it's not
twitching.
dead, but you're malnourished and filthy.
Look, it was-
from a bath.
hey, they were living in space though, so you know.
Space.
Yeah,
What?
I got a space home in Nintendo.
Your house crumble?
No, what? No, I was in space. True
You got
story.
a spade?
Well, I don't know if you can legitimately, but I got my hands on an action replay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, for the DS.
You
Or-
dirty
what was it
hacker.
called back then? I don't know.
Game
But-
Shark.
Was it Game Shark for DS?
No.
No, it's an action replay.
It was an action replay? Yeah. I got my hands on one of those, and I just gave myself infinite money, and then I could buy, like, the space house. I don't know if that's an actual thing.
I don't know. This all sounds
I feel like it would be.
I'm pretty sure I've seen pictures of Nintendogs.
Action
in
replay
space.
doesn't give you like crazy stuff in the game. It just
It
just
just
allows
gives
yeah,
you access to it.
to other stuff. So
Yeah.
that sounds like a thing that would be
Yeah.
in Nintendo.
It cost a lot of money.
That's
Like,
what
I had the
Nintendo
max
got
amount of
Wii,
money,
so-
and it still, like, took most of my money, so...
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I bought like the best dog food and the best treats and the best toys. I got that Mario Kart. That was fun. You just like drive that around the room and these little stupid puppies just chase it in circles like fucking idiots. That's when you throw it in the gutter. You realize how
Suddenly
stupid
these
they
dogs
are.
being malnourished.
It was my game you found.
Suddenly these dogs being malnourished and dirty doesn't sound that
Yeah.
surprising.
Well, what do you want? Torture or just not being fed? It's up to you. The food's there, they're just too stupid to get it.
It's the first Pokemon game to have couch co-op. You can have Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
can-
you only need one Joy-Con to play.
Do you reckon
the
they
game.
have to stay on the same screen? Like it's gonna be one screen, one person, or
Yeah,
can they
it's
like
like-
fuck
it's like
off to Meridian City while the other one goes?
Oh,
to
it'll be
fucking-
like old co-op game where you can only like go like certain.
Yeah, it'll pull out a certain distance and then it'll stop. And
How would that
And
work
then you're
with
too
like,
far away from each other, you'll blow up.
how would that work with battling people though? Because you like sure the
Double battles only.
right, but how would you double battle the Pokemon League?
You just would.
Well, you just would, because they all have at least 4 Pokemon, so they send out 2 at a time.
Yeah.
Or then have
I
a
forgot.
restriction at the door where a person's like, sorry, you can only come in here by yourself. You
No,
can only
they-
come back when your friend's not here.
That was an idea, but they have said the game is fully playable from start to finish in co-op.
But that's the thing. That would mean that the Pokemon League would need 12 Pokemon,
No. Just the 6.
and then you get 12.
No, you only get
Collectively?
6 as well, because as far as
So
we
you
can...
only have 3 each.
Yes, as far as we can tell, they use the Pokemon in your party. I think. Because there's... Unless they're pulling from another save. So you're using the
I
same
see.
party. You're only using a party of 6.
That makes sense.
I believe that is the way it's going. But
That
we
makes sense.
we don't
Okay.
we don't know whether or not, because the way it happened in the trailer was that a person just came up, grabbed the extra Joy-Con, and then shook it, and they dropped into the game. There was no like account selection or anything like that. So I don't think the extra person is using their own Pokemon. But they did say you can transfer things out. Maybe not.
We haven't got a specific day for this to come out, do we? We just
November
found out that
16th.
Oh, November 16th.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm getting work off. Getting work off?
I don't have that luxury. But,
I'm gonna-
yeah.
I'm
Yeah, you already used it on God of War.
Yeah.
Priority, Shannon. Come on.
But no, like the game is supposedly fully playable from start to finish. So the only battle we saw in the trailer was the single like Venonat against the 2 trainers.
Yeah, which is interesting.
And so it was a 2-on-1 battle, which
that Venonat
got fucked.
got fuck-eyed. Yeah.
But the
I'm fuck-eyed, bro.
yeah, we don't know how.
Look at him. Look at his
I'm
fuck-eyed.
seeing double here. This isn't right.
We don't know how.
Maybe
it's
that
gonna
is
work.
how you take on the Pokemon League then. 2v1s.
Yeah.
Maybe that could be it. But that trainer only had 1 Pokemon. Because you can see it in the top, they've only got 1 in the party, so we don't know if the trainer has 2, do they send out 2 at a time or only 1 at a time? So, still questions.
No, I'd be keen.
Send out 1 Pokemon that doubles the stats.
They couldn't forget
It's a super buff Pichu.
Pichu!
Level 24 versus level 6.
It's because I want to be with you, Ash.
Jesus Christ.
So, all the Kanto Pokemon that you caught in Pokemon Go can be transferred to Let's Go,
Yes.
which is interesting.
Is it gonna just have Kanto Pokemon in it?
Yeah, it
Yes,
has to be
it is
Kanto.
yellow.
Originally
No, I mean
captured-
all of Pokemon Let's Go. Is
Yes.
it gonna be
I would
just
say
Kanto
so,
Pokemon?
yeah.
Well,
That's
the
why.
2 games we have now are the original 151 and the Alola forms. That's
Yeah.
it.
Okay, nice.
Do we think, this is like getting real long in the tooth, do you think we'll get a Let's Go Johto?
No.
That's if they give a fuck. This was the
It'd be
thing-
cool if they did and just call it Let's Go Johto.
I think the reason they did this is because they've already had a remake for like Fire Red and
Yeah.
for Red and Blue, where
Yeah.
it was Fire Red and Leaf Green, and that is now an old game.
Because it was
And
on
they were
the
trying.
GBA.
I think they're like making up for the fact that they can't do a remake until they remake the other ones, where the next one is Diamond and Pearl, isn't it?
That's the next one on the back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on the
But
back.
like, the Fire Red, Leaf Green came out before Diamond and Pearl, so it's like, this weird thing where like...
That's
right?
what.
It's like this weird mid-stop, which
Yeah.
is why I do appreciate that they're going to Yellow. To the point where like, yeah, you start off with Yellow.
Well,
and-
that's how they're getting around it. They're not
I
just
think
being
they're
like,
just
oh,
trying-
let's go Charmander and
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Squirtle or Bulbasaur. It's just, you know,
Ocean Blue, guys.
Like,
it's
it's
coming,
tw- it's the
2018.
it's the 20th anniversary, and you know, technically we haven't had a remake of Yellow. So maybe
Yeah,
that's
we had the
next one now.
re-release on the
Yeah.
virtual
Yeah.
console,
Yeah.
and that's it.
So they're just giving us today's graphics with technically red and blue.
Yeah, kind
I
Yeah.
think that's their way of getting.
It's-
it.
yeah.
Apparently,
Giving us what we want.
according to the rumors, to the leaks that came out before this, Red and Blue will be in this.
What do you mean?
The characters red
of
and blue.
I don't like how they're dressed.
What?
The characters in this.
No.
So they're different characters entirely?
Yeah,
The characters you're playing are not red and blue.
Yeah, they're called
Thanks.
Let's Go Pikachu.
Thank
you.
They're called Pikachu and Eevee.
Yeah,
No, they're called Let's Go.
Let's go, Pikachu.
So named
Let,
Pikachu.
no, it's let's and go.
Oh, fuck off.
You know how in Gold and Silver how you could battle blue and red.
You
I remember
battle
can
red.
Battle red, yeah, you can battle blue.
Blue was the champion. Was the Pokemon
No,
champion?
it wasn't. That was
No,
great.
no. Blue is the 8th gym leader in the.
That's right. He was a gym leader.
Yeah,
In Johto?
in Kanto.
In...
So when you
Wait.
finish Gold,
Yeah,
when you finish Gold and
that's
Silver,
right.
you go
It
back,
wasn't Giovanni, it was...
yes,
It was
when you
blue.
go back to Kanto, he's the 8th.
But
gym
in the
leader.
original,
That's right.
your rival is
The champion.
the champion, which is technically blue.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Yes.
Yes.
So in this new game, Red and Blue, the original trainers from those games, are in it. The characters are in it, but you are not playing as them. You're playing as new characters.
In it,
According
as
to the
in
leaks
we
that
can...
came out, which everything else about that leak has become true.
Yes.
In it, as in we can fight them?
That is the idea.
It'd be interesting if they brought.
Or there's some sort of story character
Yeah.
that will help you on
No,
your journey.
I don't like that. I don't want them to
I
help
want
me.
them
This
to
is
just be
basically
there.
I just want to be able to beat them.
Yeah, I just want them to be there.
I don't... Yeah.
This
If they're in there and they're like, oh my god, we have to solve this mystery, it's like, get fucked.
Oh,
That's a locker.
Yeah.
Locker.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, I don't mind if they pop up and they're like, huh.
I mean, I'd like them
You
to
seem,
be...
you seem to like. I don't want them to just. I don't want Red to be standing on top of a mountain again.
No.
He's just like, what have you been doing all this
He's
time?
been out
He's
at
just
the
been
bottom of a
standing
cave.
there for 4 years, looking into the horizon, saying nothing to no one,
Yeah, there's like all
eating
these
the bones
theories
of
where it's
Pokemon
like,
around him.
he,
Like, what
finally,
the fuck?
he finally caught all of the Pokemon and then he found out that there were so many others to catch and he just fucking broke from
Yeah,
this.
and just decided
And
to
he's
climb a
just like,
mountain.
fuck
He
this.
found out about the unknown, and he was just like, "Fuck this, man."
My brain just
So-
went super dark after Gold beats him in Gold and Silver.
He jumps.
He jumps,
Okay.
and then you go and find Red's like corpse.
And you fight Red's ghost, and it's Lavender Town music that plays.
Jesus Christ. He is the ghost in the tower.
I wouldn't mind it if they just popped up in the story every now and then. Like,
Well, I
they
wouldn't
pop
mind
up
it-
and they're like, "Huh, you're pretty strong."
Yeah, I wouldn't
and you're
mind
like,
it if
"Who are
they-
you?" And then they disappear.
If they showed up as like experienced characters, like if Professor Oak was like,
Yeah.
okay, some weird shit's going on, you should probably go talk to this guy that I know, and then it turns out that it's like red or blue.
Yeah.
And they're just like, okay, I've
Essentially,
got
I
all
would-
my strong ass Pokemon.
I would
Ah,
like them to
help.
be kind of like Lance,
Mm.
where like they're super strong and they pop up and they're like
Yeah.
Lance, the Elite Four member or the champion.
He's the
of Johto,
champion in Johto.
Yeah. I would.
Dragon.
I wouldn't mind it if they were like in.
Is
If
it
they,
the cave?
if they added it in like the
Yeah.
Delta episode in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and then they've got to go do something with Legendary, and then it's just like, well, they're here and we're here to help, but first I need to know you're strong enough. Or something like that.
This is the closest thing that we're going to get to a Red and Blue 2.
Yeah.
I've been listening to a games guy, a pundit, who'd been like, the hypest thing would be Red and Blue 2, which would basically be like Gold and Silver 2, like just continuing that storyline, so we get to revisit those characters, and like see how Kanto has evolved.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the closest thing. This is what Let's Go is.
It does look like it has changed because like the cycling road isn't a cycling road.
Yeah,
'Cause
well,
they show that route in the trailer and it's not you just walking up and down it. So
well, there was one area where you could walk along it. That was at the top of it though.
yeah, but if you match the 1-to-1 like where they are, it's actually they're on the cycling road in the trailer and they're just walking the wrong way up it, like the way you
Oh, really?
couldn't walk up it.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say because it was steep, so you couldn't walk up.
Yeah, no, it's been changed in some way.
C2.
Yeah.
It's been changed in some way so they can, and so
Right.
there has been everything seems to be
Steep 3 is
similar,
Right.
Has 3s.
but they've changed enough of it. So like a lot of the entrances to tunnels now, instead of just being a hole in the side of a mountain, it's like a properly man-made structure
Oh, okay.
around the entrance of it. So it's like, okay, cool, there's been work done to it, so I don't know if that
There's
puts it...
development.
Yeah, I don't know if that puts it after the timeline or what they're doing with it.
Are there achievements in the Switch?
No.
It's not. Okay.
I'm sorry, we were just talking about the.
You're not sorry!
I am not. But, no. Sorry, don't worry about it. It's okay.
Haha, sequel to
You're right.
Steep.
Yeah.
No, he said steep.
Anything you wanted to add, Kyron?
No, I don't know much about Pokemon. Like, I just play the games every now and again, so I don't have much to add to this besides I want to play them.
I'm gonna be upset if if they don't give us the option to evolve Eevee or Pikachu. I'm gonna be upset if I can't.
They won't.
Yeah, I'm gonna be upset if I can't get a Jolteon.
There will be other ways to catch other versions. Sure.
Right, but I want a Jolteon on my shoulder, not a fucking Eevee. I want an Eevee, and then I want it to turn into a Jolteon.
Okay, so what I'll bet it is.
I can get a Pikachu and dress it up as an Eevee.
An Eevee doesn't look like a Jolteon.
The closest you're gonna get.
No, like what I'll bet is if you get Let's Go Pikachu, you will get access to an Eevee in that game you can evolve. If you get Let's Go Eevee, you'll get access to a Pikachu you can evolve.
I can imagine that.
And then I'll bet you those are one of the version exclusives you'll have to trade
And
over
you're
to
not
get
getting
them.
an Eevee, but I'm getting a Sylveon.
You can't get a Sylveon, there are only the 151. They have confirmed it's only the original.
Plus, the extra super special Pokemon that's going to be in the 2019 game.
I believe that'll only be given to the Go players.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be in the Switch title.
It's-
I believe it's a gift for Pokemon Go players
Unless they link.
for them linking it to their Switch.
Do you reckon they'll
Let's
link Go to the new game since it's on the Switch as well?
Which
to the
one?
2019.
Well,
Oh, the 2019
So the
core
fact that
RPG?
they've because they've got it hooked up to this one, so why not?
Yes, because I'll bet that's how you get that rare,
The
like
rare
that
Pokemon.
new Pokemon into the Switch game.
Yeah.
I'll bet that's how that works. Yeah.
This is going back to some old DS shit we had to go to.
Oh my god!
And then,
Fucking.
Wait, at least it's not just like here it is, like here's the fucking code.
Yeah.
Well, it's different to look
I
at,
was reading
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was apparently the new games that are coming out. It's like Let's Go is more geared to the new casual audience, and the one that's coming out next year is apparently targeted towards the hardcore old school gamers. So I don't think they will go with the Pokemon Go compatibility thing
Actually, yeah, that's
because a lot of hardcore.
I think it's
people
like
who love
hardcore. It'll be the normal.
Well,
It'll be
didn't-
Sun and Moon.
really play like Pokemon Go and like it.
There's nothing stopping them doing it though, because now Pokemon Go now has IVs and EVs.
It always has. It's just that they've never been surfaced.
Right, but this is now able to be done, and that's the only thing that's the only difference between casual players and the hardcore players. Eventually, you get into competitive. If you're not good at it, you don't do it.
Not necessarily. There are those that also just play it for the story.
Yeah, I know, but that's the thing. Like, if they're adding Pokemon Go to this game, there's nothing stopping them just because it's for the more experienced players.
No, I agree. I think that
There's nothing to
I
say
think to
that
the
they
point
don't.
that Kyron's talking about though is I think it would actually be smart for them to say that we're going to start making this a spin-off series where it's Let's Go whatever, and it is the slightly more casual version of the Pokemon RPG for our casual audience, and the more hardcore players, the ones who bitch and moan about it not changing enough and not being difficult enough and all that kind of stuff every year and being too kiddie, they get to have a little bit more aged appropriate game in the core RPG. So imagine this game, I'm hoping that the game next year is a little bit more like, oh, this thing's a bit more difficult, this one's a bit more rough, this is a bit better story, because they are expecting the kids to play the Let's Go series instead, which would be cool.
Maybe. Or they could do what they did with Ultra, is have Sun and Moon come out, be the normal game that everyone plays, the old, the new, and then have Ultra be aimed at the harder, more involved stories. Sort of thing.
I mean, the thing with Ultra was that they marketed it to everyone.
True.
It ended up being a bit more difficult than the previous version, but you didn't really know that until you went into the game. They never marketed it that way. Whereas they say they're making a core RPG for their fan base in 2019.
Yeah.
So that means
To me, that's just Sun and Moon. It's 8th gen.
to me that's Generation 8. It's gotta be.
And that's everything that comes along with that. Everyone bitching and moaning. Is, I don't know.
Yeah,
Where's
and
the
I think-
gyms? What is a gym?
I would hope
Swim?
that. Oh, that was the thing. Like there are gyms shown in the Let's Go trailer. Like in the background, there's a couple of gyms in some of the scenes.
I miss gyms. I've recently played Sun, and I fucking miss gyms.
Yeah.
You
Gyms provide structure, I feel.
you don't realize what you've got till it's gone.
Well, that's the thing with Sun and Moon. It was just
Take
kind of like you
paradise.
progress the story, and then it was just like, oh, and now you're gonna fight me because it turns out I'm the chief of this island, even though I'm a 6-year-old girl or whatever the fuck they be, and it's just
Yeah,
like,
like, I liked that when you went to a gym, you knew you were walking into a gym.
Yeah.
But in Sun, the fucking, like, captains just trapped you into fucking trying. And you just straight up were not aware. It's like, what the fuck? I was gonna train up a little more before I did this. What the fuck?
Yeah. But the gyms are in there, but I don't know what what form they take when you've got no random encounters.
I think
So there's
they'll
no way to
just
grind.
I think there'll be either more trainer battles or you can re-challenge trainers.
And how do you level though?
The same way by killing trainers.
But there's no wild battles, so how is that
there are
adjusted?
wild battles. It's
No.
just you choose what they are.
No, there are no battles in the wild encounters.
Oh, do you just
You
catch
walk
it?
up to them and it's just the circle capture screen. The menu is shown. It says get ready, which is your capture item.
Did the Pokemon have levels?
They did have levels and CP.
Ew. Okay.
And CP.
I never wanted that to be in a Pokemon game.
So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like this game is different. It's very different. So that's why I'm wondering how the
I
gyms
hope
work.
it's good though.
Maybe.
I just hope it's good.
I'm sure it'll be good. I'm sure it'll be
It
actually
work.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just that it seems like everything's being simplified a little bit further for an audience that is only used to Pokemon Go.
But how would you?
So like if you look at the trailer again, you'll see that when a wild Pokemon pops up, it gets its level and its combat power as part of like what you can see.
Fuck is the difference?
Combat power is
Its capability due to what level it is.
and combination of its stats.
Yeah.
Whereas level is just its level because they still need levels because Pokemon can evolve. And
Right.
at certain levels they evolve.
Alright, because there's
So
no
they-
candies in this.
Yeah, so they're keeping that mechanic in there.
Right.
So they need that somewhat, but I'm just wondering how the gym battles work because you can't grind
grind
wild Pokemon for levels.
So it
And
has
once
to
you
be
battle a
trainers.
trainer, that's it.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking they might introduce the mechanic of breed challenging trainers. Because you've been able to do that, it's just always been weird.
Verse
You call
Seeker.
them up and say, hey, you want to fight? Like,
Was
we're
it
meeting down the park.
There was that other one
Verse
where you
Seeker.
could walk into an area and click a button and they wanted to fight you again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been like ways to do it. They just might
But that's
be-
only been in, the Versus Seeker in like Heart Gold and some other ones.
Yeah.
No, that was in red.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Was
it
it red?
was.
The
The
Versus
Versus Seeker was in Fire Red and Leaf.
Yeah, because that's a Gen 3 game.
Yeah.
Fire Red and Leaf Green.
Was it not in?
I don't
I
think
don't think
so.
it was in red.
I don't think it was in red. I don't think they had the technology then.
Fuck, maybe it wasn't.
The Game Boy, not
I don't think it was in Gold and Silver either. I think it was a newer thing.
that.
They
In
tried.
Gold and Silver, you could call people up.
Yes, that's
Only
right.
through radio.
Yeah.
Yeah, or they called you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to fight?
Yeah.
Hey, I got this Pokemon. Oh my god, anyway, bye.
Yeah. Fucking. Do you have no other
I
friends?
know in Alpha Sapphire you can just walk up to old trainers, tap A, and fight them again.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah,
Maybe-
some of them
yeah.
you could just talk to
That
and they'd be like,
was-
"Hey, you want a rematch? All right, here we go."
Yeah.
Yeah. They could just like
Because the
train
Dex nav would show you that, like, hey, these trainers want to battle again. Yeah.
But the problem with that is that eventually you just grind on one, like, poor soul.
And that.
You know? So they would just have like they'd have the same Pokemon over and over again, right?
Yeah.
So
Eventually
eventually
that would get super.
you just
boring.
like you
Yeah.
go up to that
Well,
person,
that's
and just
a
keep
perfect
fucking
thing.
you'd beat into them because you'd
Yeah.
have like your type
What if
advantage.
they do have a
or-
random
And then you
mechanic
just-
though?
Then you just extra fuck on them and go, ha, I have an amulet coin, penny double.
Yeah, no,
Every
that
I always imagined that as like a 10-year-old pulling a knife on their opponent. Motherfucker, give me your money.
Amulet
it's
coin.
like I have this special
Found
coin.
this coin.
Yeah.
You know the amulet coin is just that coin that's on Meowth's head ripped out, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so sad. Yeah.
Is it
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
that's
the
the
amulet
law.
coin
It's
is.
ripped out.
There is a thing about how
Well,
Team Rocket
Or surgically
Take it
removed. Either way, it's from a
Oh
fucking
yeah, I know
meow.
that. Yeah.
There's like a heap of stuff where the people are just like, yeah, this is part of a Pokemon.
The
These
first
are
two
grips.
games are fucked
Like if
up.
you go in Sun, if you go into the supermarket and look at the freezers, it's like, oh, boiled slowpoke tail and stuff.
Yeah.
That's for sale.
Well, Slowpoke tail is a delicacy.
Yeah.
And it grows back.
That's
Yeah.
who?
Team Rocket.
Some dude that was selling them for $1 million in
Red.
gold. Was it?
Yeah, gold.
Wow.
Yeah.
Their
Yes,
price
it
really
is
went
gold.
down because in Sun it was like $150 per kilo. Or
Oh
something
yeah, but
like that.
Slowpoke are all like Alola's lousy with Slowpoke. They're everywhere.
Yeah,
Those fuckers.
they're out. They're
They're
out.
not
now.
hard to catch. 'cause
Yeah,
they're slow.
they're on the first fucking island, and it's such a pain in the ass.
Slowpoke?
It's such a pain in the ass on the first island because if you don't choose the grass starter, you're kind of fucked for like the entire first island.
I just thought of a sequel where they could do for gold. So they've got Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, and then for gold and silver it could be Catch Up Slowpoke. Oh yeah! I bet you I'm the first person to say that joke in the world. Boom! Gotta love it.
It's
Am
not
I
a-
right?
It's not a good thing, Dean. It's not a good-
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
One thing I am curious
That
about
was
in the
slunky.
trailer,
Oh,
right
shut
at the
Sorry.
the person opens the door and Pikachu runs inside. Now they have demonstrated AR capabilities with the 3DS. Do you reckon they'll be doing that with the Switch, and you'll be actually able to take your Pikachu or Eevee on a walk or something like that?
Going
there-
on a walk is
Provided
do
you
with
bring the Pokeball with you.
yeah.
That's what the Pokeball is, but I don't think the AR stuff because the Switch doesn't have a camera.
I was gonna say, does it have a back
Oh, it doesn't
camera?
have a camera.
It doesn't have a camera
Well, that's the first.
Okay.
And also, there's
unless
a
they
little,
build a peripheral.
there's a little thing that says what you're seeing now isn't representative of the game at all. There's a little.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, fine print down in the bottom of the screen. The same place where it says, "Hey, we're
That's
scratched."
fucking
pretty cool.
fine.
That being said, they have done the Dreams Radar stuff before, so they have done Pokemon AR kind of. I wouldn't be surprised if they do want, and you know, Pokemon Go has the thing where you can set the thing to pop up in real
Also-
life. So you know,
There's this new addition that Google's made to Google Maps. You're able to get little partners that can like show you where to go. Like the demo that they showed is like a fox, like you follow the fox to go to your destination.
Hmm.
It's like this little, they call it like a travel guide. Excuse me, a travel guide. I could see maybe not this year, but next year, Pokemon in some capacity, probably Go, or even a partnership. You can have like Pikachu, like you can follow Pikachu down the street.
down the Google.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like that AR stuff is coming.
But yeah, I wouldn't
Because
put
when
it.
I saw that AR stuff, I thought two things. I was like, wow, that's really cool, and oh, they could possibly just be mapping out everyone's house like they do collecting everyone's location data with Go.
Well, Google's already done that, so nothing matters. So
Yeah, everything's
Yeah,
fine.
but like mapping the inside of your house with like while you're playing with Pikachu.
Google already does
I was
that.
like, yeah, I know, but this one's scarier because it's innocent while you're playing with things.
Yeah, and it's aimed at children. Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't see any AR on this particular one because of the Switch not having a camera in it.
Yeah.
What if they give you the choice to battle or capture?
No, I was thinking that as well.
That's interesting
Mm.
because they do that. Yeah, there's nothing that shows the actual like battle going into battle animation. They kind of just you run into it and then they just kind of hard cut to the
camera.
capture screen. So maybe there is a choice there. That'd be interesting.
Mm.
But I think they did say that there is no wild Pokemon battles. Like I'm pretty sure that was a quote that came out.
Mm.
Like no traditional wild Pokemon battles.
I hope you can like battle though, because I don't want an essentially a paid Pokemon Go where you just walk around and catch Pokemon.
But it's
There's
still
still
got-
levels though.
Yeah, there's still levels, there's still trainer battles, there's possibly still gym battles. It's still more traditional in the sense of like, okay, cool, you just walk around catching them and there's no grinding in that sense, but everything else is there.
Or are you thinking it's more like you catch more of the same Pokemon and then like it adds to your original Pokemon's level, like it does in Pokemon Go?
I think maybe, I don't know. It just it seems from the ad that it looks like So you know when you get video games and you get the free version and it's not as good, and then you get the paid version and it's got some improvements and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I hope that's not what Let's Go is. It's just essentially a paid version of Pokemon Go.
I'm getting the sense more from it that it is they took the paid version of Pokemon, the one we've been playing for years, and stripped out a few mechanics to make it more Go friendly, rather than the other way around. I feel like I feel like that's the way they've gone about it. Of like, okay, cool. Like, while Pokemon battles can be, like, let's face it, tiresome and annoying sometimes. Like when you're walking through a cave and a bajillion Zubat hit you in the face, like that can be frustrating. That's the kind of thing that'll turn a new player off. Of like, oh fuck, get me away from these battles. But if you can avoid them by seeing them in the wild
and then running away.
Yeah, like I don't want to face that one, I'll just move around it. Cool. Also, if you can make the capturing easier by having a friend come in, because apparently the second person actually drops the capture rate as well and makes that easier. Because they essentially said
that's the thing. You throw 2 Pokeballs and it becomes 1.
Yeah. They want to encourage this to be played by friends and family members and let mum and dad play with the kids and let siblings play together. They want to try and do that again.
I just had a really weird image of my dad trying to play this with me. He'd just get really pissed off at me.
He's just on the couch in the recliner, just
drinking his cordial, just what the fuck is that thing? Yeah, that's what he's known for.
His dad's boss.
That's a quote from Kyron. The only time he ever saw my dad move off the couch was to get more cordial.
Yeah.
What a badass!
That's my dad.
Do you have any other opinions about Pokemon Let's Go? Pikachu Let's Go Eevee?
I'm keen to see what it's like, but
I just realised something. The end of that trailer is they make a big deal of the Mewtwo battle.
Yeah.
Well, every other encounter with a Pokemon has been
catch it.
The straight up capture mechanic. Is that battle going to be a battle where you have to weaken Mewtwo and then capture it, or is that going to be a straight up capture?
Very good question. That's a very good question.
And the other legendaries as well. Are they going to be captures or straight up?
Or are they going to be raid battles?
Because that's a mechanic that I haven't seen anyone ask about yet.
What if Mewtwo's part of the story?
He kind of was in...
No, but I'm saying, what if you have to go there and it's in the past when we've gone up against the boss of whatever team that we're fighting throughout the game, eventually we face Mewtwo and then we just have to battle him.
The Kanto game never had a legendary part of the story. You just went about your business. And
that's true. That was actually the cool part about the Kanto and the Johto game. Well, not so much Johto, but the Kanto games. Was that the legendaries weren't actually part of the story. They were optionally, you would hear legends and go find them.
And you would read stuff
but you
about
didn't
them
have to capture them to win, to get to the end of the game.
Yeah.
But what if what if that's the thing they do in this one? What if you can't capture Mewtwo?
Because
What if they make it a legendary? You can't capture this thing. What if it's Red's Mewtwo and it's on
just about to
rampage?
say that.
Yeah. What if it's Red's Mewtwo that's gone fucking insane?
Oh, that's even worse. I just was gonna say we've only seen just Mewtwo in the shot, but then just Red walks out.
That'd be pretty cool.
But or a rogue Mewtwo. It was Red and then I'm fucking insane!
Yeah, you have to keep in mind this.
I'm here
just
three!
Red just went insane and released all of his Pokemon.
He's I got beat by gold. Got nothing else to lose.
Yeah, you find a level 88
Pikachu's
Pikachu.
been I've been trapped in a PC for years. It's so mental.
But yeah, that battle's gonna interest me because I want to see how they do that. Are they gonna make it a battle, or are they just gonna make you throw 2 Pokeballs?
No, it has to be a battle. It has to be a battle. There's no way they couldn't. Which means, it would have to be part of the story.
Yeah, it would have to be.
If capture is the only option.
Another thing they could do is it's a battle, and then afterwards it's weakened, and then you got to do it again to catch it.
Maybe.
Or maybe they do that, and then post game you can go back and catch it.
Yeah, maybe that's the case.
I'm thinking it's more just that's the new way to catch Pokemon. Instead of just tapping catch, being kind of boring, they just were hey, just...
Yeah, but that's the thing. From what we've seen, you just encounter a Pokemon.
No, that's the thing, Kyron.
Like that.
They've said that explicitly that you don't battle the wild Pokemon. That it's just like in Go, where you encounter it and then you throw the balls at it. That's it. You can throw items at it to increase your catch rate and do all that kind of stuff. But the wild Pokemon encounters are basically the Go ones without the battles. The only battles are the trainer battles in the game, which is why I'm interested over the Mewtwo one, because that's a Pokemon encounter, but you wouldn't want that just to be a catch mechanic, because that kind of kills the whole...
You can't defeat me.
2 Pokeballs.
Throw.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck!
Yeah.
I didn't see this coming.
Wait, I just realised you could have 2 players. You could have 2 characters, but controlling them yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just
that's been said
I
already.
didn't even think about that. And then
It's
like,
like-
this is like sad.
They were like,
But that's the thing, if you do that, it's like...
And then you just like what you're doing is like you're lowering, like you're able to increase the chances of you actually catching the Pokemon.
Yeah.
You're using less resources.
well, that's the other thing, is that we don't know whether the second player gets their own inventory or whether they're using your inventory.
It seems like they're just like a clone of
It would have to be your inventory, right?
Yeah.
Well, that was the thing though, because like there's no conclusive evidence of like, because they show the shot of them throwing the 2 Pokeballs, and there's what we assume is the Pokeball like number that you've got in your bag, but we never see how many that goes down to after 2 people throw, like whether that goes down by 2 or down by 1.
Do you reckon you can have the choice to throw 2 or not? Like, just one of you throws it, and then, like, that's the capture rate. And
I
then, like,
think
if you
that's-
both use it, then you consume 2 Pokeballs, but it's a higher catch rate.
I think that's a possibility, because it looks like it's very much timing based as well. Like the 2 people have to be in sync with their throw.
Oh, fuck that.
So I think that's very
And
much part of
on 3. 1, 2, 3. Fuck! I said on 3, not after 3.
it. But yeah, that's
It was a good visual for an audio podcast.
yeah.
Yo,
great.
well.
They imagined it. They know
Yeah.
what's going
Yeah,
on.
they knew it.
You know what's going on. Think about it.
Yeah, they've said that if you're like having trouble with a particular Pokemon, you can just take the second
do it,
Joy-Con
yeah.
out and just see. If
Like
you
me too. Yeah, just
Yeah. fucking
fucking...
throw.
Mewtwo, me too.
Oh, and that was the other thing that I saw. What does this mean for the Master Ball?
That's what I was about to say. What about the other Pokeballs?
Yeah.
Well-
the Ultra Ball is shown in the trailer.
Yeah, the
so
Ultra
that
Ball's in it.
exists.
It would raise the catch rate just per normal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But then that raises more questions, like what if the second player has just a standard Pokeball and the other player's
I
got
think
an
what
Ultra
Shannon's
Ball,
trying to
both
say-
at the same time? What does the ball fuse into?
I think what
that's a
Shannon's...
good question.
I don't think there's ball fusion.
I think if you select a Pokeball, that's what the second person has to have as well. It'll
Yeah.
be like,
So
I select
maybe
this, and then the other person has to have it.
Maybe it
Yeah.
does
Changes.
just select and
Well,
use one.
Yeah, maybe it's
what
both
Shannon's
actually.
saying is, what does this mean for the Master Ball? Meaning you can only ever get 1 Master Ball in the game.
Yeah, so maybe it only consumes 1.
Yeah.
And like it looks like they throw 2, but,
But
then
not
it
just that,
fuses
but
into
the
one.
Master Ball is a guaranteed catch.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But the whole point of the mechanic is that we're
Isn't
now
there, like,
we're now
some-
adding in an element of accuracy into
Isn't there some bullshit percentage where it's like it can fail?
it. It can fail. There is one possibility where it would fail.
So maybe if you like
Where?
fuck up the synchronization,
it's like it's
like
not,
0.000000001.
yeah, it's some
It's the
small.
same
Maybe there's like a
every
game.
failure
in
rate
normal
as
games.
finding a shiny naturally. So it's like a 0.001
Oh,
possibility of it.
you have more of a chance of finding a shiny naturally than you do
Especially nowadays.
having a Master Ball fuck up.
Yeah, but yeah.
But yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a bullshit percentage.
I think it'll probably work off
has-
the fact that, like, the better quality ball you use, the more time time frame you have in the
To be
wider
synchronized.
range. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
And the
I'm
Master
thinking
Ball is
more
like, if you don't throw it in the next minute, then you might fail.
I'm thinking, like, the whole throwing 2 Pokeballs at the same time in synchronicity is going to cause a lot of fights, because if, like, say if Mewtwo is just purely a catch-based thing, if 2 people throw it and say, like, your friend doesn't throw it at the right time, Mewtwo could theoretically get away because one person fucked up.
And
That's
that's
gonna
where
cause a lot of
you,
fights.
that's where you use save abuses.
Yeah.
What?
Save abuse.
You just reload.
You know how you
just
like
save right before
you
do it.
save before you fight a legendary. That's
Well,
like
we don't know
fucking
if
Pokemon
it
101.
being
I
a
think
new
you know the
mechanic is
legendary
like
is
autosave.
Oh well, if it's a random encounter like that, Plus, with newer games, before you fight the main legendary of the game, like if it's story-based, it'll say, alright, you're about to do this, do you want to save?
Yeah, the newer games do that a lot.
Yeah.
That's weird. I don't like
Well,
that.
it helps.
It helps.
It's
but, like,
weird.
It helps.
I
It's a
don't
kids
like that it
thing.
does.
Like, it helps
but
kids.
Yeah, it literally helps
We
kids.
should have a gritty reboot of Pokemon.
A what?
A gritty reboot. Pokemon Begins.
Pokemon Origins.
Pokemon
watch
Origins.
I will. Like, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, it's
Like,
good.
actually watch it.
Yeah.
That
It's
is
like
that's the
7
reboot.
episodes on YouTube. I
Yeah.
can do it.
Yeah,
Smash it out.
that's the gritty reboot.
Yeah.
It's good. Squirtle, use bite. Holy fuck!
I remember what our reaction when we saw that. We're like, what the fuck?
Well, you were watching it. You were watching it by yourself, and I think I was playing Minecraft, and it was just like Squirtle, use bite, and that's all I hear in the background. And then you're just like, holy shit!
Yeah, it's fucked
was
up.
like,
There's
what?
also Pokemon. No, not Adventures.
Excuse me.
We said Pokemon Avengers.
Is that not what you
Like,
said? Adventures.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
Gotcha.
because Adventures is a different thing. But there's Generations, which is a bunch of short clips
Yeah.
from other characters' perspectives,
Yeah.
which are also in the Origins universe, which are really good as well.
Okay, because I did look into Generations, like, thinking it was Origins, and I'm like,
No, Origins first, and then watch Generations, because you get to see like Giovanni after Team Rocket, and like
There's
so what continuity does those animes take place in? Like
they're the games.
Origins is the game with
Yeah.
Red. He's like a piece of shit trainer, and then he just like he goes on, and then he becomes the best.
He starts off Ash and ends, not Ash.
you see, like,
He's Ash
Red
in 7
and Ash
episodes, not
versus
20
each other.
years.
I'm like, that's interesting.
What is it?
Red and Ash versus each other.
I don't think
That's never happened.
Or maybe they just clipped two things together.
Yeah, they
Ash did look
fan
like he
art.
was in the Origins art.
Yeah, that was probably
Yeah.
like some bullshit Ash versus Red, but it was like, yeah, just
It was rumored that Ash might be in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
I don't think Ash is ever going to be in a game.
Well, he was
we got that
referenced
Ash
in
was
he was
themed.
referenced
was-
in the Sun and Moon trial. Like he got his Greninja when you played the trial.
Yeah,
Or
and he's
yeah,
also
yeah.
referenced somewhere else. There's a picture of him in one of the Sun and Moon trials, and someone else mentions another trainer from Kanto with a Pikachu that's not
That's
red.
right. Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
mentioned in the games, and Jesse and James are in the original games as well.
Yeah,
Sun
they
and
are.
Moon.
No, they're in yellow. Pokemon Yellow, Jesse and
Oh
James.
yeah.
Yellow
And
is just the anime, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Good.
apparently there's I don't know what it's called. There's a manga where it's like the Pokemon in the wild, like it's their perspective. And
Yeah.
it's like fucking truly horrific. Like
Yeah.
there's one point where a Rattata and some other Pokemon, I think it's like a Caterpie, they're like just chilling out, they're best mates. They're walking through Viridian Forest, and then a fucking Arbok comes out of nowhere, and the Rattata sacrifices itself so that the Caterpie can get away, and like Arbok just fucking eats it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we
It's
have
some
the
hardcore
reboot,
shit.
So
Yeah.
It's not just
Yeah.
like, oh my god, Pikachu
What's that
fainted!
Pokemon that has like Pinsir?
Yeah.
He can cut Pokemon in half.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
a Pokedex thing.
There's
Yeah,
a there's
Like,
a
so I've seen anime, like not anime, sorry,
Manga.
manga panels of that where he's just cut this like Metapod
Yeah.
in half. And
There's-
like,
Yeah,
there's-
actually,
that's
I feel like I've seen that.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen it, but it's in a Pokedex entry, I think. There's like, it's strong enough to bust through
To cut a fucking Metapod in half.
Which
well,
is
there's
ridiculous.
a scene in the anime where Ash like has a dream about that happening to his Metapod,
That's right.
Oh,
yeah.
which I think, but also in the
That
the,
was the
in
same
the manga
episode
as
that-
well.
That's the same episode that Metapod evolves, isn't it?
I think so.
You're
Yeah.
gonna get Metapod for like an episode or two.
And then there's the manga where they do have a pincer that breaks like Pokemon in half, and then there's another one where someone sends out an Arbok in battle, and some dude slices it in half with a sword, like Arbok like in half, just like fucked up and opened, and you just get to like you see the two pieces.
What
in the
series
inside.
is that?
I can't remember now.
Jesus.
Who said Pokemon's for kids?
Yeah, like the manga's a little fucked up.
A little.
Yep,
Yeah, I want to read that Pokemon manga.
it's good.
I don't know what
Because
it's
they
called.
they get more in depth, especially when you look at like some of the series that are worse, like the black and white anime sucks. But the manga for that's actually really good because they delve more into the antagonist N and his
So-
like, philosophy and everything.
Are the manga like the anime adaptations, or are they?
No, they're games. They're based more on the games because they follow the protagonists, the default names for the protagonists in the games.
Okay.
So it's it's red and blue, it's gold and silver.
I remember looking
Callum-
into this years ago.
Callum and May or Brendan and
Brendan.
Brandon and me.
Brendan and May, Callum and
No, it's Dawn and...
is
it Callum?
I think it's Callum.
For Diamond.
Yeah, it's Callum.
Okay.
Yeah, because then it's Hilda and Hilbert.
Ew.
Yeah.
Fucking
But that's,
Christ.
I think that's black 2 and white 2. I can't remember the
I thought they were black and white. In black and white.
No.
They weren't.
They're options, but their actual names are different. In black 2 and white 2, they're Hilda and Hilbert.
I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Terry and...
I can't remember their
Samantha.
first names, and then...
Oh, here we go.
What's X and Y?
Oh, X and Y is Callum. Sorry, X is Callum. It's Callum and Serena. I don't know what... I don't know what Dawn is. Is it Lucas?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, Lucas and Dawn, that's
Lucas
right.
and Dawn.
Yeah, because he's actually in the... Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right, Lucas.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
so they followed those characters, the actual characters from the game, rather than the anime.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then when it gets to Sun and Moon, they all go different art style. Did they? I know they're doing the anime.
Yes, in the anime they did. I don't know if they've done in the manga yet.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Does the manga come after, usually?
It's usually after. It's usually because they don't do the manga for the. They don't do the manga until after the games are released because they base the manga off the games.
Okay.
So it's usually a little bit. I think they're still in the X and Y stuff at the moment.
Okay, I'm getting some weird ones here.
Well,
So, apparently for the males, it goes red, then Ethan, instead of gold.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, it is
Ethan.
Ethan.
It's
I
Ethan.
thought it was Ethan.
Yes.
And Silver's
they
the
stop-
rival.
They stop using the color convention after red.
I thought like your rival was still called Silver.
Maybe.
Or...
I think that's maybe.
I don't know. But then Brendan for Ruby,
Yeah.
Lucas for Diamond and Pearl, Hilbert for Black and White, Nate for Black 2 and White 2.
Right.
X and Y was Callum, Sun for Sun and Moon, Moon is the female for that one.
Yeah.
And then it says Chris, but I think it's cut off for Crystal, May for Ruby, Leaf for Leaf Green, Dawn for Diamond and Pearl, Lyra for Heart Gold Soul Silver,
Yeah.
Hilda for Black White, and Rosa for Black 2 and White 2, Serena for X and Y,
Yeah.
and Moon, as I said.
Do they have ones for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon?
what is that?
I
I don't think they
I
do.
think
No,
they're the same.
They're the same. They're the
saying
same because it's an alternate timeline.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Ultimate. What?
It's an alternate timeline.
Jeez.
Yeah, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon take place
And then
at the same time in a different universe.
it's got these pictures of the two trainers from Let's Go,
Multiverse.
Pikachu and Eevee.
Yeah, which they don't think they've given names
Don't
to
have
yet.
names yet. Unless they go Eevee and
Peter and Eve.
Peter and
It's
Yeah.
what's in
Wally and Eva.
oh
They've already had a Wally.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He was
I like Wally.
Yeah, he was.
He was a fucking nerd in the originals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
little
he was-
cancer
yes.
patient.
Excuse me?
Yes, he
Yeah,
was
because
Cancer
he
Boy.
was super like frail and pale.
But like
and-
by the end of the
He was
game,
pale because he was always inside. He was a
No,
little
no,
bitch. Yeah.
the in-game thing is that before his parents moved to Petalburg City, he is sick. He's very sick, and it's why they want to give him a Pokemon because he's very sick.
And then he
That's
becomes
all
And
they
then
say.
you
badass.
keep beating the shit out of this Pokemon. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I'll catch this Pokemon for you. It's like, oh, cool. He's got this Pokemon for me. And then you're like, yeah. Now, watch it die.
Yeah.
Kids have no empathy. And then you're like, I'm just trying to get to this gym. Oh, you're gonna battle me? Okay, cool. But no, I like Wally by the end of the game because he's just like got like a fucking
Guardable.
Well,
yeah, hard team.
He was
like, fuck.
he still seemed like a bit of a fucking wimp in the original Ruby.
Yeah. But by the
Is
end
Ruby
of
the only
Uh,
touch going to have
Ruby and
Sapphire.
Sapphire, but with the Omegas and Alpha,
He starts off as
he
a wimp,
was
but by
he
the
was
end
a
of it-
wimp, and then he was just
Yeah.
a fucking badass. He was
Yeah.
like, hey,
rolls up on a motorbike with legend.
Yeah, basically.
let's fuck some shit up.
Yeah.
The thing that
Make a
I
good
didn't
game.
like about Wally is that he got to you at the end of Victory Road. So like while you're like,
Oh, that's the best. I love it when that happens.
because you get to the end of it and you're like, and dying. I have no health, no potions
Yeah,
left.
and your
Especially when
fucking
you don't level
fucking
pro-
cunt of a rival rocks up and is like, "Yo, bro."
Look,
It's perfect.
I don't mind when I get through Victory Road to then have to fight my rival. Because if I can't beat it, then I have no chance with the league.
No, fair enough. But like with the first, like
Because Victory
first time I
Road,
played the
at the
game-
end of the day, Victory Road is fucking nothing.
Oh yeah, the first time I played the game with it before realizing it that I could.
It's
just
a
go
pain in the
online.
arse.
Yeah, it's fucking nothing if you know what you're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
The
pain in the
first-
ass to get through.
Yeah, the very
But
first
the
time you
actual
do a Victory
trainers-
Road, you're like, fucking like the first time I went through Victory Road in Gold and Silver, I was like, what the fuck is happening? Why am I dying? And then Silver pops up at the end and is like, I'm gonna beat you, and I got my ass handed to me.
Yeah.
And it's because I didn't prepare myself. Then I need to prepare myself, and ever since then, whenever I get the hint Victory Road's about to happen, I'm like, okay, to the Pokemon Center. 99 of everything, please.
Just like walking Victory Road. Go back out.
Yeah.
Pokemon Center.
I remember the first time I challenged the Pokemon League in Fire Red, and I beat the Elite Four, and then I got to the leader, and I feel like I've told this story before, and all I had left was my Charizard with 13 health.
Ooh.
I beat his Pidgeot,
Yeah. And then you
and
would
then
have got...
Blastoise rocked up, and I was like,
Oh,
yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's fair.
that seems
should
right.
have used Fly.
Oh, yeah, that would have won.
Yeah.
Because
I think
Blastoise has no defense whatsoever.
Nah.
He's only a giant fucking war turtle. Sorry, that's his previous.
That's pre-evolution, yeah.
Fucking
Get it right.
I
Sorry.
think the hardest part of Pokemon for me in any Pokemon game has always been
The rival?
no, not the rival. Like just in the latest ones, because there's been so many fucking variables that have been thrown into Pokemon, like as of late. There's so many ways for people who actually give a shit about maths and the way that their Pokemon are raised. They can just beat the shit out of you now. So whenever
Is it competitive?
yeah.
Right.
So if I wanted to play against like anyone, the only person I ever stood a chance against was you, and we were like on the same level. But then I went and like, oh, I'm gonna play Damien, and Damien's like, well, I fucking IV and Eevee trained all this, and these moves all working together.
Well,
I'm
you
like,
Ivy breed, you
well,
don't
whatever.
Ivy train.
he got all.
You can
those
IV
up.
train now.
Yeah, you can.
Excuse me? Sorry.
You can, in Ultra Sun and I think it's Ultra Sun and Moon, you can go to a dude and you give him a thing and he sets your Pokemon's IVs to perfect.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That makes things easier.
pretty
Like
sure it's
the
weird.
base
Yeah,
stats
it's
that
basically...
Pokemon has.
Yeah.
So it's like its
What
natural
it's born.
ability. Yeah.
Yeah.
What it has for the rest of its life, like what
Yeah.
strength and
What is it?
everything
31's the highest IV for each stat?
Yeah, 32 I think is the
32.
highest, but you can only have like 100 and something.
Yeah.
in
108,
Yeah.
I think it is.
Like you can only really have 5 perfect IVs. One's got to be like it's like D&D. You got to
No,
have
isn't
a
that
dump stat.
EVs? Your IVs can be perfect, but your EVs, you can only get like...
Yeah, your EVs can only have
You
2.
can get each 4
Yeah.
equals 1 point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, IVs are similar. In
I
that.
thought they could just be perfect.
I think maybe they can be, but you have that's more maybe.
That's like really...
I always
fucking
thought it was. I always thought it was like D&D where you have to have 1 dump skill. So like at least one of them has to be like a 5 rather than a 6.
Maybe.
Or whatever. But either way,
I just
there's-
used the Smogan University
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
It explains it pretty well.
I have no clue what you guys are talking
Yeah,
about.
I missed the days where just.
I'll send you guys a link and you can have a look. You can make
I'm
your
level
own team and see how
100.
they
I've
go.
seen everyone.
This is the fucked up thing is that the EVs and IVs were in the system back then too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying they were, but like.
They were there and you
With
could.
Joey, when he says that his Rattatas in the top percentage, was it that the IVs were really shit or they actually were really good for a Rattata? I can't remember.
I don't remember. I think they might have been like good.
Because either he was saying that it was in the top percent and then it was actually really shit, or it was actually in the top percent, but since it was a Rattata, it was shit anyway.
Exactly. I think that was it. I think they actually did program him in to have decent IVs for that Rattata, but it's
Because
a
you
Rattata,
put
so-
your Rattata against it, and then it actually beats the shit out of it. It's like, okay, I'm gonna use my starter now.
Yeah.
I understand how you're supposed to be Battle Tower.
Mm.
Like, usually they had like one level 100. I'm like, I can't do this by myself.
no, you need to have.
Especially if that level 100 is completely wrongly trained in EVs, and then your IVs are probably really shit.
Yeah.
Which is unlikely, but it's possible.
Because you have, like, with the EVs, it's better to train the Pokemon to what type the Pokemon is as well. So you're
So
not
if it's a
gonna,
physical attacker,
yeah.
you want to drop it into attack.
if it's good at defense, you're gonna want to go defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't do anything.
There's a lot of numbers.
It also-
and it
Now
got
you can have
easier.
like your
What is
different
it?
Pokemon for different things. So like you got
Chansey
your
is like ridiculous for defense or something.
no,
Yeah.
it's health.
Health.
Health can be over 1,000.
Oh, and bulk. It's defensive and special.
yeah,
defense
but
really
it's
high as well.
I think it's got the highest health based stat.
Okay, before we turn this into the competitive podcast, I think we've almost gone 2 hours.
Yeah, let's
Jesus
let's
shit.
wrap it
Yeah,
up.
we should probably wrap it
I
up.
want to retire. If you enjoyed this episode, please click that like button.
Oh, before we go,
Oh fuck.
Jesus.
Continue.
just want to say, each one keen for the Pokemon game.
Oh yeah.
Keen for the Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Keen
keen.
for the Pokemon game.
Yeah.
I'm pretty keen for the Pokemon game.
You gonna ask me?
Keen for the Pokemon
I'm
game.
keener than you.
Oh, okay.
You just wanted to say
Is that
that.
a fucking? Oh my.
It's
God.
it's a pun. It's a pun on his name.
Get
I
it
hate
out.
myself.
Yeah, good. You should. As long as you can recognize that.
All right, wrap it up.
If you like this video, please click the like button and hit the bell and subscribe and comment below if you have any questions or email us at amalgamshow@gmail.com. We have a show called Amalgam's Game Lab where Shannon and I talk about video game industry. This week we talked about Fallout and Assassin's Creed Odyssey. What else did we do? Pizza time, pretty cool. Talk about Puff Pastry. Pizza.
E3 predictions.
E3 predictions. We predicted E3. All of it correctly.
Didn't we do this for housekeeping?
We do housekeeping again at the end.
Yeah. It's bookending.
I don't know why I've never noticed that. Anyway, continue.
Because there's usually 3 things we say. Now we actually have stuff to do.
Alright.
That's it, I think. Alright.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, we have an anniversary episode coming out. We may or may not record it because we're sleepy boys.
Mm.
Anyway, hope you all have a good night or time wherever it is you are.
Night.
Bye.
Time.
Thanks for joining us, Kyron. Bye.
Bye.